Yeah.
What you cooking?
Yeah. This one probably got the angel jamming in the chairs. You call him Jesus, I call him Yahweh Shah. It don't come from the script, it's hella Yaliyah. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Big Jews in the name and they scared of us. Break bread with the heathen, I'd rather not. China want war, Russia want war. Babylon, see your time is running out. Yeah, I done read Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel. I feel like I'ma see the King David. I've been cursed since birth, hung with the wrong niggas, uncircumcised. I ate from the wrong table. Was confused before, ain't read the script, and you could tell. I swore it was all fake till I realized how history disappeared. It was coded by a world that won't save you. Yahweh gon' make sure we get it. Lord willing, I get it. Lord willing, I see the day. That's why I ain't trimming on my beard, just trimming on these beards with these fringes on my waist. I don't care about images, just care about building up and enduring through my faith. I don't care about images, I just care about building up and enduring through my faith. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. I am thine, save me. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. I am thine, save me.
I will never forget thy precepts, oh no, no. Oh no. Most High willing, I keep that frame of thought. And that's most High willing. Everyday battling flesh, getting ready for the war. That's why I gotta repent, pray fast, move on. I am thine, save me, because thine enemies make a tumult, planning schemes. That's why the world waxing weak, gave up the world and the we to serve the Lord as my King. We got the faith, yeah, we believe. Sooner than later, you gon' see. Every eye shall see, every knee shall bow. Wow, that's power. If you fit the curses in Deuteronomy well, that power is ours. Time is running out if you rain on the boat like the days of Noah. 2 Peter 3 and 6, go to 7. Work out your salvation, give me the precepts. I pray that I live by them, running this race. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Work out your salvation, with fear and trembling. Give me the precepts. I pray that I live by them, running this race. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Pray I'm enduring to the end.
We got rain, carrying the light, yeah. Belt, check, breastplate, check, up, shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah, swerve, check, yeah, spirit, check, go, hold up, let's go. I got the swerve on me, yeah. I got the word on me, yeah. I'm about to air it out, yeah. I'm about to purge it out. I gotta, yeah, I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I got them locked up, like Cameroon in here. Seated in heavenly places. Whoa, calling the shots in here. I want it all. I want the healing and all. I want the blessings and all. Get out of my throne. Yeah, I got the principality shook. When I pull up to the scene, I got the book of look. And I'm strapped, ayy, 1019, whoa. Ephesians, ayy, 6:13, whoa. I'm at the flex, ayy, yeah. Watch me clean, belt, check, breastplate, check, up, shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah, swerve, check, yeah, spirit, check, go, hold up, let's go. I got the swerve on me, yeah. I got the word on me, yeah. I'm about to air it out, yeah. I'm about to purge it out, I gotta, yeah, I gotta clear it out, yeah, I gotta clear it out.
I gotta clear it out so I can rep the name that God placed upon me. Watch the way that God changed the game, cause he made the game like he worked for Sony. Every day I approach temptation like a Power Ranger with this armor on me. That's the only way that I remain blameless, cause I'm too dangerous when he call up on me. I got new intentions, check. Time to do the mission, check. Making new decisions, check. Now I'm too forgiving, that's a bet. I can see through every lie that the devil tell me, so I won't ever go for that. And I know God ain't gon' ever fail me, so I ain't never going back to life. Belt, check, breastplate, check, up, shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah, swerve, check, yeah, spirit, check, go, hold up, let's go. I got the swerve on me,
I got the word on me. Yeah, I'm about to air it out. I'm about to purge it out. I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I remember days I was tripping. I remember days I was slipping. I remember days I was still caught up in the system. Look, I had to break out the cage. I had to find a way. I had to get down to pray. I ain't no prey. I am alive today. I make them run away. All of my prayers gon' go. All of my angels gon' go. I got the armor on, covered from head to toe. I got the spirit on me. I'm about to put on the show. I'm about to flex like Christ, make him a spectacle. Let's go.
Jonathan got bars, man. He got bars. But he always making slow music, man. Wanna pray to his music, meditate. He can't get hype, man. Sometimes I wanna get hype for the Lord. Come on, man.
Blood on the post, 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 blood on the post. Blood on the post, 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 keeping them close. Man, we got fringes and seats on the clothes. Me and my brothers ain't sleeping, we reading the secrets. The deepest you been is the ocean. Now we been swimming in waters that's deeper than rivers. The Jordan, we creeping up on them. It's the 14th of the month. Bone Thugs one day late for the show. Oh. Ain't never been out, ever since Red Pen Pals. You too late, you let them in now. We like veterans, niggas us power. These secrets only come through steady, no regrets. We walk through water like Jesus. We raising the dead, you see this. Look at this evening pose. Blood on the post, 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 blood on the post. Blood on the post, 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 blood on the post.
We holding post, chopping the doctors, they ain't coming close. They had the three strikes like I'm Warner Franco. We're Rochelle toast, wisdom is better than silver and gold. This water is knocking down wicked Pharaoh. Can't swim through the sea, man, that fan was too slow. Pharaoh was sober-minded, think he can and go. Escape on a starry night, Victor Van Gogh. Living good, unchained like Quincy Django. Strippers down in the hood, now they wanna tango. Death angels coming close, so watch your back, bro. Watch your back, bro. We grilling that lamb, we gon' eat that. That bread, bitter herb, we gon' eat that. Doing this till your how come and see that. We that. Oh.
Blood on the post. Blood on the post, 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 blood on the post. The Pesach and Nissan. We found faith in Misraim. We got to be strong. Walking through water, pray we don't sing. Strapped up, boots tight. Walking upright, boy, we don't lean. 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 Walking upright, we see that. Blood on the post. Blood on the post, 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 blood on the post.
Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah, shalom family. Welcome to another Milk Monday class with Anointed House of Saints. I'm Officer Knock, and I have with me
Shalom, Captain on your all, the aristocrat.
And we have a class scheduled for this evening. Captain Al is coming with a great class this evening. Tonight's class is going to be titled, or is titled, and I know everybody's been hearing hearing all the tea and all the stuff that's going on with Katt Williams with the Shannon Sharpe interview on Club Shay Shay. So we're going to talk about that a little bit this evening. So the title is called Katt Williams Unchained, Exposing the Boule. That's right. Katt Williams Unchained, Exposing the Boule. But before we get started, of course, we want to first give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. I want to thank everyone for diligently coming and participating in our classes. And as always, I'm going to go through a few announcements before we get started. And I'm going to give these shout outs real quick. But first, any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in with the Anointed House of Saints, please do so by sending us an email at anointedhos@gmail.com. That's anointedhos@gmail.com. Also, we have already began promoting our ticket sales for our next or our second annual 2024 second annual Feast of Passover with the Anointed House of Saints. Let me go ahead and pull that flyer up real quick so you can see what we're talking about. Boom, there it is. It's going to be April 21st, Anointed House of Saints at 7 p.m., the Passover 2024. If you want to attend, please visit our website to purchase your ticket to save your seat. That will be at www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. That's www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. All right, so we'll be having that coming up. That is now. That means you can go to the website now and purchase your ticket. So do so, because we want to see you there. We want to have a great time in the Most High. Praise, all praises. Also, let's go ahead and get these shout outs going real quick, because we got glad to have people in the room. Glad to get this class started. Before I do that, I want to make sure that you know that here at Anointed House of Saints, we are a Hebrew Bible teaching school, right? So we teach the Bible, right? We teach the Bible as it is written. So with that, even with every class that we have throughout the week, we love for you to get your notebook, get your highlighters, you know what I'm saying? Get your pen, you know what I'm saying? You got to grab that sword, you know what I'm saying? You got to grab that, right? To pay attention, to participate in class. If you have any comments, please shoot them in the comment section. Before I do the shout outs again, also, anybody new to the class today, please like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe. That's how we get this message out to all of our people. We really appreciate that. Okay, so who's first? Who came in first? All right, as always, number one, Sister Joan Gilchrist, shalom to you, sis. Shalom, shalom to Diane Banzebulon, shalom, sis. Shalom to Akmasha, shalom to Brown. Shalom to our brother Nazar. Shalom, shalom to the mighty soldier Kasadia, holding it down on the airwaves. Shalom to you. Shalom to shalom, Sister Charlia. Shalom, good to see you, sis. Shalom to brother John Allen. Shalom to Be Like Ants. That's Soldier Gary. Shalom to the mighty soldier DTA. That's Soldier Nadab. Shalom to Soldier Araya. Shalom to you. Shalom to Soldier Nadia. Shalom to the real Graham. Shalom to you. Shalom to Captain Yahweh. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to, let's see what this is, Miss Brandy 86. Shalom to you, sis. Shalom to the mighty soldier AHOS Kodash. Shalom to Yaquab, Soldier Yaquab, shalom to you. Shalom to Yaakov, Israel, Battle Axe, shalom, shalom to you, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Always good to see you. Shalom to Sister L. Shalom, we already shouted him out. Let's move on down. Shalom to Princess Jaya Adonaiah. Shalom to you, sis. Good to see you here. Shalom to Malka. Shalom, shalom, sis. Shalom to, already named that name. Shalom to brother Eric Latham. Good to see you, brother. Shalom to the mighty soldier Yawasup up in Chicago. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to Sister Gabriella. Shalom to the mighty officer Boaz in Ohio. Shalom. Shalom to another mighty officer Kadar Aharon. Shalom to the mighty Captain Shaquat. Shalom to Party of Five. Shalom to you. Welcome. Shalom to Sister Anariah. Shalom, sis. Shalom to the mighty officer Shemaiah. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to Bailing, Christella, shalom, sis. Shalom, let's see, we got anyone else? Shalom to Leah. And if I missed anyone else, I will catch you after class. But welcome. Again, we'll get this class started. Again, the title for tonight's class is a pretty popular one. We know that Katt Williams is going all over all over social media. It's titled "Katt Williams Unchained: Exposing the Boule." And Captain, all is going to take it from here. So go ahead, Captain. It's all yours.
Hi, y'all. Shalom, shalom. I know y'all in the building to see what's going on. If y'all remember my Boule class from about, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, this is going to be, I guess, a continuation of that, because a lot of the things from that video that the brothers Stokely told us would happen when some brothers get called out from the Boule, we literally saw on the Club Shay Shay show, and I'm going to break that down for you guys today. My theory on this, just to break it down, and if you guys will, before we start, I'm going to go ahead and ask for this.
Salaki, Captain, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make funny, but that name ain't right. Club Shay Shay, that to me don't sound right. But anyway,
yeah, it sounds gay. I agree. But the thing I was gonna say though, before we get into the class, right? We do got some things going on, y'all. So we got Cash App information in the thing. If you guys want to help support the channel in any way possible, man, that would be great. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We got some things trying to do for you guys and for the camp. So if you guys like what we're doing here, you want to support, we appreciate that. All right. But so main thing I want to do, right, just to lay down the premise for you guys. There was a ritual basically that happened on the Club Shay Shay thing, right? And a lot of people don't realize that. You think that Katt Williams just went on there to spread a little bit of truth, which he told the truth a lot, but there was a lot more of a deeper aspect to what he did and what was there, right? Just to kind of break it down to you guys quickly, just to give it to you. Since you mentioned Shay Shay, right, Knock?
Gone.
The drink. Did anybody notice the drink that they were drinking? Right? The big old cup of alcohol that Shannon Sharpe is promoting, right? It's called Shay, right? What type of alcohol is it?
Cognac.
But what type of cognac? It's a type of cognac specifically. It's called a portiere, right? So I want to gatekeepers, Boule. If you guys watched my class from 3 years ago, that was the main point of it, to teach you guys what the Boule is. We're not really going to go into that today because that class exists. So if y'all want to see that, y'all could go and watch that class, both of those. I did a 2-part lesson on that, right? But once you know who the Boule is, you basically understand that they're a group of people, which we'll kind of talk about today. You're going to watch a video, and the brother William Stokely is going to talk about it. But the Boule are a group of so-called African Americans, right? There's also an Hispanic Boule, but today we're going to be talking about the black ones because they're the ones that are basically getting caught out right now. And they would include the people that you see in the news media lately, right? Your Will Smiths and Jada Pinkett's, your Diddy's and Cassie's and TD the Snake of Jake. You know what I'm saying? And basically everybody that you've seen get caught out recently. Nick Cannon, you know what I'm saying? All these different people. So, and now we see, Diddy and so on and so forth. The list could go on and on, right? So, yeah, appreciate that, Yonta. So, in that class, me and Judah basically went and taught you guys about who the Boule was, what their connection was to history and all that type of stuff, and how they made it to America, right? Now, Boule are the gatekeepers for the people in control, right? Shannon Sharpe has moved himself up in the Boule since he's got his show, since he left Skip. Him leaving Skip was actually a promotion. Many people said that when he left, right? The way he left and everything, with it being like they're making it like it was a racial thing with Skip Bayless and everything like that. All of that was played out the way it was to get viewership on Shannon's shows, right? Which he has that on all of his podcasts now. All of his podcasts got over 1 million subscribers, ironically. There's people that have been on YouTube for years, don't got that much, right? Got consistent followings, consistent subscriber counts, all that type of stuff. Ain't got to 1 million yet, right? They might be at 500,000, 600, 700,000, but can't get to 1 million. He got to 1 million in less than a year. Now on the Club Shay Shay channel, he's at 2 million in a week. He had 1 million before the thing with Katt Williams. Now he's already got 1 million people in a week, right? So what we got to understand is a lot of this stuff is planned and played out. But to get to the gatekeeper part, right? The portiere drink that he had them sipping, and we're going to see that Boule, they have to do certain rituals, and whenever they do them, they have to involve a drink. right? You've heard people in the so-called Illuminati, they drink blood, and you've heard people like Jim Carrey and what's her name, Betty White, make jokes about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually stuff that really happens. So we have things where they don't also they don't only just drink things like blood. It's also regular drinks too for certain rituals. They'll drink water, they'll drink Sprite, Coke, alcohol, right? Depending on what the ritual was. And this drink that they were using was part of this ritual, if you will, right? And I'm gonna call it a call out. Cat Williams, I don't believe is a part of the BOULE. I think he's trying to get in, right? And he's now been given permission to call out the people that he wants to call out, the folks whose spot he would like to take, per se, right? So what the brother William Stokely is going to do is he's going to explain some things, because William actually had some people from the BOULE come and give him a book, their history book, their rule book, and all that type of stuff. And he read it off before he was killed, right? So, and this video, ironically, is on YouTube because many people don't know what the BOULE is. So I'm going to keep teaching it till they remove it, right? But basically, just to show you guys, right? Let me share my screen real quick.
Select. Okay, never mind. You pulled it up.
Hold on just a second. So, you can see this, right?
No, actually, I was going. I had a similar thing. That's what I was going to ask.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. So, basically, the portiere, right? This is it's a drink, porter, right? It means gatekeeper. So, just to prove to you guys that this was a lot deeper than many of you realized, right? It was just 11, 33 million, 40 million people that just watched an interview and don't really know what's really going on in it, right? So they're sipping this drink. Every time Cat Williams says something dope, says something nice, Shannon Sharpe acts speechless and takes a sip. Y'all think he's just promoting his drink. No. Cat was getting permission to say more and more stuff, put more and more people on the hot seat. And to show you guys that Cat has permission to put these guys on the hot seat publicly, it didn't just start on the Club Shay Shay show. Wanda Smith is a comedian that is a part of the BOULE, who is no longer on the radio in Atlanta because she got on Cat Williams. Cat Williams was allowed to come on the show and, basically take her out on air, right? Embarrass her to death. Made her so pissed off that her husband didn't even let Cat leave the studio and pulled a gun out on him. Many of you didn't even know this, right? So when they asked about, when Steve or Shannon asked about Wanda, right? It was a Wanda situation, not Wanda Sykes. It was Wanda Smith and her losing her job at the Atlanta radio stations with Frank Ski, right? Since I was a little kid, her and Frank Ski been on the radio together. That's no longer the case now because of Cat Williams, right? And that was just a couple months ago. So he's been on a tear recently, right? And a lot of people don't know this. He has permission now to take out these comedians that I guess haven't been keeping up with what they're supposed to do according to what they masters say. And now they've let their dog loose, right? The dog happens to be Cat Williams. So we're going to kind of get into this a little bit. Let me see where I want to start. Oh, man. So I'm assuming everybody saw the video, right? The interview and everything. Put a 7 in the chat if you saw the interview.
Get them 7s in the chat.
Let me pull this up.
Y'all seen some of it. I know somebody seen that. Y'all seen a clip or something, because it's everywhere.
I'm going to play a little bit of it for y'all, just so y'all understand the points that I'm going to be making. Then we're going to play Stokely. And Stokely's going to give you guys some history, because I know the BOULE video was old, so a lot of y'all probably didn't see it. But Stokely's going to give some good history on the video. All right, bet. I sent it to my mom. I actually saw it live, right? And I was telling people this jump was going to be big while I was watching it, but a lot of folks didn't believe me. And then afterwards, everybody watching it. So, but yeah, so Cat, I actually kind of want to show you guys the Wanda Smith thing first, because it's important for the actions that happened in this video, right? Because a lot of y'all, the questions that were being asked by Shannon, they were prepared questions on purpose, because a lot of them had to do with things that Cat Williams has talked about and already aired out this year or recently, right? Since this year just started in the last couple months, right? So because people haven't been keeping up with Cat Williams and most people thought he was crazy or whatever, that also gets us to the point of why is it that they would make you think the man's crazy? Because there's already things that certain people would not want him to know, which he told you that in the interview, right? Something to know about the BOULE. they're allowed to tell the truth about each other, but they cannot speak on the people who actually run things, aka the Edomites, the white people, right? The powers that really be. You feel what I'm saying? So he could get on Monique and he could explain to you how Monique really didn't have no Netflix deal. They hit you up because of, you know, ticket sales. And Monique went on the show and was complaining to everybody about Netflix being, you know, feminist and or sexist or whatever the hell it is, right? And really what it is her last show only got a little over 300,000 tickets for the whole tour, right? Cat Williams' last tour got 2.5 million tickets, and it wasn't even a 100 city tour, right? Dave Chappelle got more than that his last tour. You feel me? So they're getting more tickets, which is what made Netflix approach them. Kind of like when you get a YouTube deal, right? The YouTube producers, they don't let you call them and ask for a deal, right? They hit you up when your subscriber count gets to a certain level, once your viewership gets to a certain level, right? And then certain things start happening with that. So Netflix is the same way. Cat Williams aired out Monique, right? He's the first person to air out Oprah, if y'all didn't know, which is what made Taraji come out. And then afterwards, he aired out Taraji and explained that's really the role she would take. So it's a lot of things that he's been allowed to speak on that people don't know. It's the Club Shay Shay interview that made y'all start looking into it. But, you know, he has a whole tour based off of the tour that he's talking about, the 100 City tour. He was able to promote that in this interview because that 100 City tour, once you guys see it, is going to be a tour where he's just airing everybody out. He's been giving permission to do that, right? So I'm going to play a little bit of these clips. I do think it makes sense to play the Wanda thing first. So I think I'm going to do that. Y'all hit the like button when y'all come in the building. Baba Kasha. If you have not seen us before, welcome. We are the Anointed House of Saints. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, sometimes on Friday, and every single Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So y'all pull up whenever y'all feel like it, but hit the like button and support the channel, Baba Kasha.
All praises.
All right, let me see where this video at. All right, bet. So here we go. We're going to play this Wanda thing first. Excuse the lady commentating. I don't really know who she is, but she did a pretty good job. Pink Book Lessons. Shout out to you. So for those of y'all that don't know, and you know, a lot of y'all might not live in Atlanta, so y'all don't know who Wanda Smith is, but she's a radio host and comedian. It wasn't Wanda Sykes that he was talking about in the interview. It was Wanda Smith. This is important because this woman also is part of the BOULE. She was a big-time radio personality in Atlanta. I'm 28 years old, and for the whole time I've been alive, she's been on the radio with Frankie, right? So she just lost her job this year for basically getting too upset after asking Cat Williams a series of questions she wasn't supposed to ask him, and he roasted her the whole time on the air.
He did.
And her husband got mad and put out a gun before he left the studio. So check this out.
To get into the full unedited interview, the time a comedian / radio host tried to go at Cat Williams and ended up losing her job after Cat Williams clapped back, and her feelings were so hurt, she got her husband to pull up on Cat. And not just pull up on him, but they tried to take his life over jokes. It's the epic roast of Wanda Smith by Cat Williams. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel.
For the record, they didn't try to take his life. If a brother in Georgia pull out a gun, it's a stand your ground law. He gonna use it. It was brandished. It wasn't like in his face. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
And click the notification bell.
There's a video. Y'all could try to find it.
For all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Nation V103, the ATL's #1 for hip hop and R&B. Red Grant is in the studio performing live with you this weekend.
I know, I'm so excited. One of my
a long time, and this grew up.
I ain't gonna lie, Wanda was a trash radio personality. I actually didn't like her at all, but she's been on the air for a long time, so it's crazy that you don't hear her annoying ass voice no more.
Here with you that's gonna do it. Can I talk to you and tell me what does it take to make a great?
Okay, so just to give y'all the backstory, right? Because I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of this. The thing that pissed her off, that made Cat Williams start going in on her, was the heathen, Tiffany Haddish, right? Cat Williams, for those of y'all that don't know, is an early member of the Nation of Islam, right? The Nation of Islam are big time haters and hated on by the BOULE, right? The Nation of Islam now also preaches that we're Israelites, right? and many people that were followers of the Nation of Islam, like Common and stuff like that, have transferred to being Israelite, right? Common's actually been seen on a couple of videos actually coming up to Israelites at camp, right? And talking to them. He has no problem doing that. There's a video on the internet. Hold on. My bad. This thing delaying and stuff. But there's a video on the internet, right? Where uh where Tiffany Haddish is in I think it's the airport garage or something like that with Common. And Common runs into some of the brothers, right? The Israelite brothers. They talking to him. Tiffany doesn't want to talk because Tiffany is part of the BOULE. For those of y'all that don't know how Tiffany got her start, which KATT is actually going to speak on in this interview, Tiffany isn't the type of comedian that, like, a Wanda Sykes, since we're talking about Wandas, she didn't go through the ringer of, doing comedy tours and having to get her name out there from the mud, right? She been doing comedy since she was 16 years old at a specific club, right? That a lot of the, like, I guess, talent scouts go to, right? And this same club, Kevin Hart got discovered at. And this is the reason why he called Kevin a plant, because Kevin and Tiffany were put in the game the exact same way, right? They didn't get it from the mud, and then they made up a story afterwards. Tiffany was married to a very prominent white guy in their society, right? That's how she got her way into the door. She's not an Israelite, so she can't be a part of the BOULE. She's not an African American, so to speak, right? Her father's bloodline is Ethiopian or Eritrean, something like that. Yeah, she's a Nipsey Hussle, right? She one of his sisters. She got a black mama, and that's who she takes after, right? She acts like her mama's side of the family, but her nationality, ethnicity, pedigree is actually heathen as hell, right? So that's what it is, whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not. KATT knows this, and KATT is upset with her because she basically has taken the position of all the women that he was out there, supporting, putting on tours with him and stuff like that, that Chris Tucker put on tours, and all these other people, Eddie Murphy put on tours, all these women that they've been trying to help out, these black women, right, Israelite women. And Tiffany divorces her white husband and gets in with the BOULE to try to take down Common, right? She ends up losing her spot once her and Common get divorced because he becomes an Israelite, right? She fumbled the bag, and now she's becoming an alcoholic. Feel me? Because she's lost her prominent position. She was given that movie, what's it called, Girls Trip, and that's the movie he's talking about. Because I guess it was one of his acts that was supposed to get that part, and they passed up all of the women that he's been helping to give it to Tiffany, right? So he's basically going to air out Tiffany and Monique and Kevin Hart in this interview, and Wanda being part of the BOULE and also being an Eastern Star, she's gonna, try to support her sister. She ain't gonna care about what he says about Kevin. She ain't gonna care about what he says about anybody else. But when it starts talking about Tiffany, it's gonna be too much. So that's when she's gonna try to go in, and he's gonna snap back. So check this out.
Also been financing his own tours. So
this is the beginning of how, everything got messed up and how he actually ended up being able to tell the truth about everybody.
Ever wonder why there was an agenda to push him as crazy? Well, you see it. He's been in charge of his own business and winning really big at these shows in all these cities. Hands down. If Katt Williams is in town, even with a light marketing budget, it's going to be packed out. And he's doing arenas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Wanda's actually going to say that while she's pissed off, having to still, promote his tickets and stuff like that after he just roasted the hell out of her on air in front of everybody.
That's why they don't. I didn't know that. Nobody does. They don't promote it or sell the items after they come out because I own them, lock, stock, and barrel, and I don't have any Caucasian partners or people that invest. I'm 50. I've never had a bank loan or a car lease in my life.
See, now, all the interviews you've ever seen Steve Harvey do, all the interviews you've ever seen Cedric the Entertainer do, even D.L. Hughley, right? They never able to talk about not having white partners because they do. You feel me? So, like the sister said, KATT is somebody who has found a way to get through the game a little bit different. You know what I mean? And there's things that he's been able to do that other people didn't have to do. For example, the Kings of Comedy, right? They all were found by one person. He actually could quite possibly be. No, I'm playing. This is a cousin, right? He the producer of the Kings of Comedy and the Latin Kings of Comedy and the Bad Boys of Comedy, right? This is Walter Latham. So this nigga is also a BOULE member, right? He's responsible for all the people that I just named, from Monique to Steve Harvey, right? Even George Lopez. So this guy and Crown Royal are the ones that sponsored they sponsored this whole ordeal, right? For these guys to be discovered and be able to make the money that they made. If it wasn't for good old cousin Walter Latham, they would not have been able to.
Wait a minute, Captain.
What's up?
What did you just say?
Good old cousin Walter Latham.
Good old cousin.
My name's Eric Latham, for those of y'all that didn't know. But good old Walter, Walter, when you do your history on Walter is from that very famous BOULE fraternity, right? He actually went around the same time as good old Steve, right? And you could actually find him in a lot of pictures together, like frat pics. They be going to frat parties together and stuff like that, right? So I don't know about Diddy parties, but frat parties definitely. So what we got to understand is there's a certain level of, I guess, having to sell your soul that they had to do that KATT didn't, right? KATT tells you in the interview that they wanted him to be a king of comedy, but he didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? He had turned it down. If he would have been a king of comedy, he would have been on the show with good old cousin Walter, right? And that would have put him in a room with other people, right? So that brings us to, in a minute, we're going to finish the Wanda video, but y'all remember what he said about Luda, right? And him and Luda, I guess, crossing roads at a Illuminati meeting or something like that. That's a true story, and we're going to break that down in a little bit too. So stay tuned for that one.
Are you serious?
That's correct.
So has, we always hear like the
So I talked about Netflix.
Well, everybody has to understand that Netflix.
All right, now he's about to get on Netflix. He's about to talk about Monique, and he's basically just going to get into it. So I'm going to let him talk for 6 minutes. He's going to talk to about 12 minutes or whatever, and then we're going to get back to it, right? So listen carefully to what's going on here. And we're going to break this down and, everything like that. And we got some precepts that we're going to show you with this stuff too. All right, so like I said, if y'all haven't hit the like button yet, please do that.
Hit that like button.
It doesn't have an opinion on stand-up comedy. They base what they pay you by the amount of ticket sales for your last tour. So Monique's last tour had 3.
Calm, Brown. The BOULE has Greek roots. We're going to get into that. Going to get pretty deep into it. But yeah, the BOULE would basically be, when you read First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11, which we'll get that. In fact, hold that for me right quick, Knock, right? Yeah. That would be the beginning of the BOULE. The Gerosia is what they would have called it, right? They were the princes, the council of the king, so to speak. These were some of your Lacedaemonians that were in Sparta, right? That's the reason they were there. Not only were they gladiators, they were also, advisors to the king. That's why you watch movies like Spartacus and stuff like that. You wonder why these slaves that also fight as gladiators are able to have sex and advise the people that are running them, right? It's because the people that were running them were the ones in charge, and these people, the black dude that was training everybody, he would have been a BOULE member. He's the overseer for all the slaves, right? So that type of stuff. So he's kind of gonna break this down a little bit because he's the guy trying to, I ain't gonna say take it down. I personally think he's trying to join, right? But he's joining in a way where he's got permission to take out people that are in it already, which they do all the time.
316,000 tickets. Therefore, that's what she got offered. My last tour had $2.4 million tickets, and so that's what the offer was.
Wow.
So if people understand that it's not personal,
right?
Then they could just,
I didn't know that,
for free take that to work and get their numbers up.
Yeah. Dude,
but Netflix don't call nobody. That's the joke. The joke is Netflix ain't giving me. First of all, Netflix ain't call you. Knock it off. Is Coca-Cola knocking on people's door to see what type of beverage they having today?
So they go by.
You see, so everybody, especially black women, were outraged for Monique, thinking that Netflix was being sexist and stuff like that, and didn't realize that it had nothing to do with that. It's business for them. It's based off ticket sale. So they're not gonna offer you a $65 million deal when your ticket sales only sell, you only can sell, I don't know, $5 million worth of people, right? In person. So if you could only do 5 million in person, that actually gonna sit there to pay to see you, you know what I'm saying, buy drinks and all that type of stuff. Why would they give you a $65 million deal to put you on a app people gotta pay for? Everybody don't got Netflix. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff that you got to think about there. It was based off ticket sales, and her ticket sales don't match up the other people that got Netflix deals. They're in the millions, and she hasn't crossed 500,000 yet.
Those ticket sales. That's dope.
What else could they go buy?
Yeah.
And
I thought it was like popularity.
What comedian don't think everybody can't wait for their next special? Who don't think they got something to say? The fact of the matter is, what makes a great comedy special is if 100 people talk at the same time that you talking, are you saying something different than them people are saying?
No.
Because if you are, then you deserve a special. And if you don't, you're going to find out you're not special. Because they're going to let you do your special, Gerard Carmichael, but nobody's going to watch it.
See that? So he's just able to take shots at everybody. He's got permission to take out the whole comedy game. Right? But it's mainly the black ones. You feel me? Because there's still levels and rules to the game he's playing. If KATT was really about giving you guys truth, he wouldn't be talking about dead white people like Jeffrey Epstein or whoever the hell he was talking about. Which one of them is dead? Was it Epstein or Weinstein?
Epstein.
All right, that one, right? Because that's the one he spoke about in the interview with the Michael Jackson stuff, right? So it's like, that's the only white guy he mentioned the whole damn time he been airing people out. And we know he knows people, right? We know he knows who's in charge of things. He said since he came in, he been exposed and stuff, right? He pays for information, all this stuff, like, right? So there's a lot of things he knows and a lot of people he knows that do a lot of different bad things. But only folks he's choosing to tell you things about is black comedians, right? That's strategic. And it also means he was given permission to do so. If he was really giving y'all some type of truth, he'd be giving you the truth on the real enemy here, right? Your enemy.
They're gonna let you be a star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that. So you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, all in a row, Hannibal Buress, just dudes that no woman would talk to in Lenox Mall, let alone you making them movie stars.
And I mean, if we're being honest, that's the facts, right? Before Kevin Hart made his money and everything, old girl wasn't messing with him. Once he gets his special and stuff like that, he ends up with a whole new woman. He's got his net worth went from 500,000 to 2 million to 8 million to 100 million. I watched it, right? And he never had a real tour. You feel me? So there's certain things, and we're gonna talk about Kevin in a little bit, but there's things and there's reasons why he keeps naming certain people, because he did do groundwork, and there's a lot of people he's been trying to put on that have been doing groundwork, but because they won't do certain things like the folks that the Diddy parties do, which Kevin's been to a few of them, right? He's actually in the recording with Diddy and Usher, where Diddy confesses to sleeping with Usher in the bed and having him in the bed at 12 years old and all that type of stuff. It's Kevin Hart that's doing the interview, right? Y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. So Kevin's been to a couple of these parties, which is why he was able to shoot up. He's been to these events, right? Katt Williams don't go. Certain other people that are comedians don't go. Well, what's the brother name hanging with Mr. Cooper? You ain't seen him out because he don't go, right?
What's his name?
The
Curry.
thing he was talking about in regards to him is
Yeah.
Steve Harvey ended up getting a show just like Hanging with Mr. Cooper right after Hanging with Mr. Cooper got off the air because he was able to steal that man's show, right?
Right.
So, and it's because Coop wasn't trying to do the things that the Boule wanted him to do, which is why you don't see him on television anymore, right?
Mark Curry.
Yeah, Mark Curry. There you go. Mark probably got a regular job, probably work at a warehouse or something like that now, because he didn't do what they wanted him to do. That's why they gave his whole life, his whole role, his whole setup to Steve Harvey. There's a picture I found where Steve and Curry got on the same damn tie, basically, in the cover for the TV show that they was making. Just got on different color suits, making the same pose and everything, right? So it's like Steve literally stole it, and his stuff people wouldn't realize it and notice until KATT said something. So it's a lot of things he's putting out there, but he's only telling you about our people. He ain't telling you about the real people in charge, which is how you know he was given permission to be able to do the things he's doing. He's not gonna get canceled. If they want to cancel him, they can, whether it's in real life or over the air. You know what I'm saying? Because when he was getting beat up by 12-year-olds and thrown in jail and stuff like that, you knew about it, right? So when they want him to shut up, they can make him shut up. But when they want him to talk, they can let him talk too, right?
Why? Because ain't no.
That's the question. Why are they letting him talk, right?
Nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe. I'm the introduction.
Mind you, he's looking at Wanda this entire time. Goofball was to her. He been throwing shots since she said it first. She already kind of threw a shot at him. The whole thing was she wasn't supposed to ask him certain questions and ask him about his kids and none of that type of stuff. And she's gonna do that in the interview. And when she starts going left, he starts going right. If you feel what I'm saying.
Introduction to Tiffany Haddish in the movie School Dance. The clip for School Dance has been seen more times than the movie has. That's just a fact.
But the movie the Girls Trip movie.
Yes, ma'am. The one with with 3 of our greatest Black actresses in it. You mean that one?
Right. But I'm just saying, Tiffany Haddish.
Ma'am, you could have had that role, and everything that happened would have happened unless you thought you were necessary to write the Saturday Night Live monologue.
So for those of you guys that don't know, Tiffany was whining and crying about I could write Saturday Night Live monologues and stuff like that. And KATT's like, well, a bunch of people have done Saturday Night Live things, from freaking country singers to deaf people, right? So you don't got to be that talented to write a Saturday Night Live monologue. It's a show full of comedians. They're going to find a way to make it funny. That's what he's trying to say, right? And so it doesn't mean that just because she did a Saturday Night Live monologue that she's actually a good writer. That's what he's trying to say, because they going to make it funny anyway. It's Saturday Night Live. It's a show that has, the little laughing sound in the background that's supposed to trigger people to start laughing. It's a comedian show. It's a comic show, right? They're supposed to make you laugh. They're going to find a way to make anything on the script funny. So aside from that, the Tiffany Haddish, as long as she's been a comic, like I said, she's in her 40s now, and she's been doing comedy since she was 14, 16, something like that, right? At this big time famous comedy club. And she wasn't big until Girls Trip, right? Girls Trip was her first big break, and Wanda's even going to say it too, as long as she's been in the game. Why is that? Because of the role that she took in the Boule after or right before that movie, right? Which is how she got the role, which KATT is going to talk about in just a second. But her getting that role wasn't something that, actually showed any type of work that she could do, right? It didn't show any skill that she had as an actual comic, because it was a script. She wasn't on stage doing anything as far as comedy is concerned, right? She did a couple of things that she was able to read. And KATT's actually going to put out there that the script has been out since 2004. So it was a script they could have gave to anybody, which is why he just said what he said. Wanda could have played the same role that Tiffany was given, and it would have been out, like it would have came out the same, because she didn't write anything regarding that role. It was a script that's been there forever, right? So check it out.
I'm a writer. I only care about what you write. I don't care about what you read. Everybody can read that can read.
And this is where things start to go sideways with KATT and Wanda. They're the ones significant. It's a lot. The management side said about Kevin Hart. Or
movie girl, the girls trip movie.
Yes, ma'am. The one with with 3 of our greatest black actresses in it. You mean that one?
Right. But I'm just saying, Tiffany Haddish.
Ma'am, you could have had that role, and everything that happened would have happened unless you thought you were necessary to write the Saturday Night Live monologue. I'm a writer. I only care about what you write. I don't care about what you read. Everybody can read that can read.
What did you think about the movie? I laughed from beginning to end. I felt like
I thought it was a great script when I saw it in 2004.
Right. Now, what you realize is the gatekeepers, right? They're always going to defend the people that they're gatekeeping for. So though KATT has permission, he's still in an interview with the gatekeeper. So the gatekeeper is going to defend the gatekeeper, right? Wanda's defending Tiffany, and she's going to defend her to the death until she literally gets killed on air by KATT through jokes, right? And he's kind of getting upset. You can see his face, right? It's because he sees she's going to keep defending her, even though he keeps putting out stuff to make her not need to defend her because he's telling the truth, right? Wanda's job is to defend her. Just like if you watch the interview, right, with Sir Portier, the gatekeeper, Shannon Sharp, right? Every time something happened with, somebody that KATT is throwing under the bus, he, oh, damn, Lavelle just caught a stray. Who became it? Oh, my goodness. Oh, damn. Oh, what about Steve? What you talking about? Oh, my goodness. Right? So he kept asking him questions like, damn, why you bringing him up? What? Oh, damn. I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know he was lying. Oh, my goodness. He stole your joke. Oh, my goodness. Who became it? Oh, goodness. Right? So he's really the real country bumpkin. It wasn't really Steve. But yeah, so that's the whole thing, right? It's a situation where Shannon is a gatekeeper as well. So the questions he's asking wasn't really to help. It wasn't really to help KATT. He was supposed to gatekeep for the other people. It's just KATT said so much stuff, wasn't really much he could say. Yeah, Oprah came big, right? So check me out.
Wow.
In 2004. Wow.
Yeah, I have it.
I'm so happy for her though, because
that's what it do.
That baby, I tear up thinking about.
And see, he said that's what it do. That's what it do. Because he realized, yeah, you happy for her because you defending the snake, right? You have to be happy for her. That's what it do. That's what it do. Now he's mad and he's finna get it, right? We're gonna watch 2 more minutes and then we're gonna get into the real good stuff. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already.
About the break that she got. And to see her do her thing.
She passed 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour.
Notice he said black comedians because he knows she's technically not black, right? KATT knows things. I promise you he does.
Who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headlined 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her.
They like?
They love real
because everybody's real then. So don't trip.
No, they like
wherever
Tiffany
you
Haddish
at under the sound of my voice.
Real.
Do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. The only thing before that in the movie with me is I slept with this white man and I got a white baby. She had a white husband for the 14 years she been doing comedy. And then
you see, he just went ahead and aired her out because the woman kept defending her. See? He's telling you everything about Tiffany. And most of y'all didn't know that because the first time you heard of her was when she was with the bald nigga, Common, right? And the thing with Common didn't last long because they put her with Common because they wanted her to keep Common in check. She was supposed to be Common's, watchdog, so to speak, right? His arranged marriage. And Common ended up walking into the truth on accident. So they broke it, right? They cut that junk off real quick. You failed. Now she ain't had a role since. Why? because she was given one job, and her dumb Ethiopian behind couldn't even do that. Right? So KATT is explaining to everybody basically how she came up, right? Just like he tried to explain how KATT came up. KATT tells you a story about how he came up doing these tours on the West Coast. But, that was how his story began. Now, all of a sudden, he's telling you he's from Philadelphia and everything like that, which is the truth, right? Most of you, I don't know, KATT is also a brother who was in a fraternity, who was in the BOULE. He was a capo for 2 years at Temple, right? Even though he's been lying, and people telling me he went to the community college of Philadelphia. So he actually walked right into the game, which is how he became a plant, right? He was found at the same comedy club that Tiffany was found at. And they figured they just give him a movie role, just like they gave Tiffany Girls Trip, right? So they've been holding Girls Trip since 2004, right? Guess when Soul Plane came out? 2003. You feel me? Tiffany and Kevin were supposed to be back-to-back acts, but Tiffany sucked, so she didn't come out as fast. Kevin was a little bit better. They was able to make him an act on TV. Soul Plane came out, which also had the help of one KATT Williams, right? And that's how Kevin made it. So, there's a lot of things that the brother's telling as facts. And he's telling them because he's got permission to do it.
And all of a sudden, divorced him. Then said he abused her. Then wrote a book. Then said he didn't. And then now we're at Brad Pitt. So, hey, you can say whatever you want. She said she got a disease for JJ. Don't nobody check for that.
All right. So that was what he did, right? He took out Kevin Hart, Monique, Tiffany Haddish, and Lil Rel in 6 minutes. And then got Wanda fired. If y'all want to see that part, y'all can watch that on your own. I ain't got time to play all that. So, but it was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. So now, y'all kind of get the backstory. Let's get into the Shay. All right.
I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people.
First thing I want to show you guys. Y'all see his chain? Me and Knock were talking about this earlier, right? When you zoom in.
Salaki, I wish you could zoom that in, though.
I wish I could, too. Wait, hold on.
Maybe a way to do it.
I got premium. Can y'all? Is it zooming?
It is, but
you can't see it.
I can see it, but it doesn't really make a difference.
It's not zooming like it need to be for the picture.
Yeah, it's not making a difference.
All right, so look, y'all could go get pictures of this on your own, but the chain says fake woke. And it's got a what's the steering wheel for a boat called?
Isn't that the what is that called? Put that in the chat if anyone knows anyone knows what that's called. Is that the stern or no, not a stern? What do you call that wheel that you use in the ship?
Yeah.
To steer the ship.
Whatever that wheel is called that they steer the ship. He's got that on. Helm.
And Yamyan says the helm. Yeah.
So he's got the helm on, right? It's a fake woke. And he's telling you guys things that make you think he's woke because he's been given permission to do what he's doing. He's in front of a gatekeeper who has a drink called Shay. That is a La Portiere. And La Portiere means the gatekeeper, literally, in French.
Door. That's right.
The door, right? So KATT is at the door getting to talk to the masters through a gatekeeper, Shannon Sharp, right? And he's getting to air out people for lying on him and saying different things that they said on their interviews with Shannon, right? Because they're in his organization, his group, they're BOULE. So KATT's been given permission to air them out. But there's things he has to do, to make the ritual true. He's got to wear his chain. He took the picture, I don't know what the 2 and the 3 and the 0 to make it a number 8, right? For his comedy tour. He got the same chain on, the same ring, same outfit, all of that type of stuff, right? Because 8 means new beginning. Ironically, right after he's standing in front of the door of a gatekeeper, right? So I just want to put all that out there to lay the premise for you guys to understand that this was a lot deeper, from the fake woke chain to the helm and the chain being on the helm, because he's steering you in the direction that he wants you to go into, right? And the direction that they want you to go into. Whatever they want you to look at is what you're going to be looking at, right? Now everybody's going to be following good old KATT, the cat out the hat. That's what he told you his name used to be, right? I ain't never found no proof there. I looked it up, I couldn't find it. But he told you in the interview that his name used to be Cat in the Hat, and Disney sued him. You can find it anywhere on the internet, right? He said that. I couldn't find it. I could find where everybody went to school. I could find Cat Williams' address. I actually treated it before when I was with Terminix, but I can't find that. I can't find that. So, you know, it don't make no sense. But nevertheless, the helm and the fake woke chain, the pyramid rings, right? The thing he keep doing with his hat, and the drink are all part of the ritual, right? Even down to the name of the drink. And the fact that every time something important was said, Shannon takes a sip, right? So all of that stuff, I want you guys to realize it's not conspiracy theory. It's fact. We're going to kind of prove it once we get into the Stokely video. Because everything he said in 98, when a man gets permission to go against a BOULE member, is exactly what you're going to see Katt Williams do in this interview, which is why I'm going to show you guys this first and then let you guys hear Stokely tell you what was going to happen next.
People, unless it's like a Larry King or somebody of an amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
I don't do it so I can sell product, and I got things to sell, so let me come talk. You have...
That was a damn lie. He got a tour to sell. Right? The tour is about everything he's been talking about since he got on that Wanda Smith show, right? It's about airing people out. What'd he say? It's about God's side, not the other side. I'm trying to figure out whose side he on still. He's on the side. I ain't figure out which side he chose, right? But he's definitely picked one. And the public calling out of these people is basically them being told by their masters that, you know, they're being challenged. It has to be made public, which is why he's getting a chance to do this publicly. And so many people have seen it so much and so often already in this short period of time, because, you know, he's calling out a bunch of prominent people and they all have to be notified that he's calling them out. So this video had to get enough notification to let Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, Ludacris, Monique, Oprah, Diddy, anybody that he mentioned in this thing basically know that he calling him out. You know what I'm saying? And that anybody can get it. Katt Williams is the new Can Man.
Have a great product here, and as a fan base, we love the attention that you spend on the guest. We love how much work you've done, how well you know them, how prepared you are. The same things that we liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here, and that's why it resonates.
So the drink, right? I want you guys to notice something. This is the beginning of the interview. It hasn't started yet. They've already been drinking, right? They got another cup on the table, but these are the cups that's important. Shay has been drinking his cup. He still got some in the cup. They about to start the interview. He hasn't started the interview yet. He's just talking on it. When they about to start, he gonna pour himself a drink. Once he pours himself the drink, that's basically the initiation that the interview is started and that he's about to go in, right? When something important is said, every single time, Shannon's gonna take a sip. Ain't really nothing on them damn cards. Everything that's gonna be said, they already know what he's gonna talk about, right? But I want you guys to watch the symbolism here, and we're gonna break it down with Stokely's video from the 90s, when he actually found out from their rule book what they do in certain situations.
And the reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know,
fake woke. A safe place for the truth to be told. But he's getting on everybody for lying on him. That's the first thing he's going to say, right? These people, you've made a safe place for the truth to be told, but you let these comedians come on the show and lie to your face, right? Why would he start it off like that? It's a public call out.
What I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate
and
that.
I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, it could look like a ship cabin almost. That is kind of what that looked like. I ain't gonna lie. A really expensive cognac sipping, cigar smoking ship cabin.
Lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here and lying to you about it.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike. And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Give me First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11.
God.
All right.
Yep.
Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Baba Kasha. We're gonna start to get into this thing a little bit now, right? And I ain't gonna play, this whole clip. I'm only gonna play like 11 minutes of it. I promise you that, because I know everybody saw it, and it's not actually the Club Shay Shay interview that I want you guys to specific clips from this that we're gonna go over a little bit. But the Stokely video is what I want you guys to really tune into. So I'm gonna try to fast forward to that, because that's what y'all need to understand there, right? So this video, I might not even play all of it, but I want to kind of get a couple of the points just so y'all can hear him calling folks out. But, I know y'all heard it already. So, like I said, we might skip past that depending on how I feel. Give me First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11 though, because what we have to understand is the wearing of the dresses and everything he's talking about in regards to that also was a ritual and has something to do with the effeminization of our people, right? And them trying to emasculate our men all the time. These guys take certain deals, right? When they get into this entertainment industry, depending on their producer and all that type of stuff, right? Who they mess with, that's who basically is going to get them in the room. And once they get into the room, they get decisions that they're allowed to make, right? On how far they want their career to go. But those decisions are based off of certain things that they decide to do, right? They're offered a thing, and then they have the option to say yes to it or say no to it. And the answer that they give is what's going to, drastically change the trajectory of their career. It's either going to go up after that, or it's going to stay steady, or it might go down, depending on what they say and what the act was that they turned down or accepted, right? So everybody that put on a dress, as Katt Williams explained, they all got, put on basically. All the comedians that put on a dress, they all were able to shoot themselves up and stardom, and they all got big time movie roles. They all made a bunch of money. They all worth at least $80 to $100 million or more, right? And that's net worth. So they probably got a lot more. So it's like, that's the type of stuff that he's explaining to you. Why is it that all these guys put on a dress and they all end up super successful like that, right? It's because there's certain things that they're accepting. And the ones that didn't accept it, they say they had a spot like Mark Curry, right? In the Mr. Cooper show. He had a spot that was already on air. He didn't, kiss the ring and kiss the feet, so to speak, put on a dress or whatever the hell Steve did. So they gave his position to Steve. Just like that, right? That's why I said I haven't really figured out what Katt's angle is. I don't know if he's actually trying to infiltrate them or if he's trying to take a spot, right? I'm still trying to figure that out. So we'll see.
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats.
Nope. Give me First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11.
It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
So look, the Bible talks about our people making covenants with the heathen, right? And that's what our people do, which is the whole thing about the boule, right? This is what the boule is for. So people like Le Portier, right? Mr. Shannon, the gatekeeper, and all the other gatekeepers out there that do these type of things. They are new members of this old thing, right? Gerousia. Let's find out what this is. Can you see the screen?
God.
All right. Gerousia was a council of elders in ancient Sparta, sometimes called Spartan Senate in literature. It was made up of the 2 Spartan kings, meaning Israelite kings, right? The leaders of the Israelite community of that era, right? And so if we're talking about comedy, the 2 Spartan kings here would be Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey, right? If Bernie Mac was still alive, he would be one of them. If D.L. Hughley was more into the stuff they be doing, he'd probably be up there too. But he kind of, after Bernie died, which I'm of the persuasion they took Bernie out. It's just me. I can talk about that later, not on this video. But I believe that's why DL ain't really with the boule like that no more. But he definitely was with them at the beginning and during the Kings of Comedy. That's how he ended up on the show, right? So, the Gerousia was a prestigious body holding extensive judicial and legislative powers, which shaped Sparta's policies. You're going to find out that the boule are the same way. They're black people that are able to shape the policies. They're able to get in the rooms and, make certain things happen. When the writers and the actors in Hollywood decided to go on that writer's strike, it was the boule that pushed that method, right, of getting what they wanted. So it's certain things like that. They could push policies. They could make certain things happen. These same boule members, they're part of your black caucus. They could be actors like Denzel Washington that get to sit in a room like in the government and make laws for black people, right? They ain't got no laws made to stop the police from killing us. No laws to make sure that we get better education or anything like that, right? But they'll continue to push whatever the white man wants them to push. They'll push homosexuality. They'll push gay movie roles. They'll push transgender movie roles, all type of stuff, right? And things in legislation to make you accept more and more of that stuff. But they won't push what's right. So stuff like that, right? That was an example of them. The boule wasn't called the boule back in the day. They would have been called the Gerousia, right? Which now the name is turned into the boule. But they were the Spartan council, so to speak. And when you go into the Spartans, they were the Lacedaemonians, who were the Israelites in the Bible, right? According to the book of the Maccabees. So this whole Spartan council was literally a council of Israelites that were, visors to the rulers in Sparta and Rome, right? In Greece and all over the place, anywhere they were at, whether it was Egypt or anywhere, right? Because there was a partner I didn't read, but it also mentions them going all the way to Iran because there were people, from Alexander's Diadochi that ran regions and areas over there, right? So wherever they were at, they took us with them. And now the majority of us are in America, they've just set up shop here, right? And they have a whole thing where people get to come into society and there's 5,000 members. When one dies, they nominate another one, right? So that's how they do it. Like Lance Gross died last year or whatever. The brother from John Wick that played the hotel manager or whatever, right? He was part of Boule. He had a spot. Once he passed away, best believe somebody else took his place. I think it was Jonathan Majors, and Jonathan messed up immediately. So now you see what's going on with Johnny, right? Good old Johnny boy. They gave him a rib. He didn't want the light-skinned woman. He asked for Megan Good because she's divorced now. He got her, right? And he's going through the ringer with that whole situation. I think they basically told him, hey, you in the group now. Let me show you what can happen if you don't obey us. And they threw the white girl at him, right? Now he's in a situation where that's kind of dwindling down a little bit. He's getting to do interviews where they're kind of talking to him and finding out whether it really happened or not. And I think the whole thing is kind of going to flip in about a year or so, right? Maybe a couple months, where he's not going to be looked at as the guilty party no more, even though they found him guilty with the verdict. All of that was just to scare him into staying in line, right? Because that's the type of stuff they do once you join the BOULE, right? Which is why KATT also mentioned him. Him being brought up in the interview wasn't, a coincidence. And them telling you about the ugly brother, just like he spoke about Katt Williams and stuff, right? Hollywood usually doesn't push 5'4" dark-skinned brothers, but now they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
They didn't used to push. Goodness gracious, they didn't used to push, 6'5" brothers that look like they could be, what they call the what's the slave that impregnated everybody? The buck,
Man,
right?
what, buck? Yeah.
Dude looked like a buck in 2023, right? And they done broke the buck in front of everybody with one white girl. They had him running. This nigga was just in a Creed video, running from a white girl on the street, on camera, right? So it's like that type of stuff. They can do that to you in an instance, right? All somebody has to do is have permission.
That's right.
So, it's all because our people, like in the glory of the Grecians, best of all, and they all try to make covenants with the heathen, as we just read in First Maccabees, right? That's what this is. It's based off their covenant. And once they've partaken in that covenant, there's certain things that are allowed to happen to keep them in line, right? Which is what you saw with John Majors. It's what you saw with Nick Cannon when he tried to tell everybody he was Israelites. He ended up falling in line, right? It's what they tried to do with Kanye. Kanye didn't fall in line, which is why now they're labeling him crazy like they did with Katt Williams at the end, right? The reason I know KATT is still in their control is because KATT brought up Kanye. And KATT called him crazy. He didn't say he was telling the truth, right? And we know that things that Kanye said were true, right? So the fact that KATT, all this truth that he's spitting, he still wasn't able to, take the side of Kanye. That alone proved to me that he's still being controlled by the powers that be, which proves he just has permission to say the things that he's saying, right? Because he still had to mention Kanye. Kanye is not a comedian. He don't have nothing to do with the conversation. Why was he brought up? Because they want you to know, yeah, even though I'm the crazy guy that's telling the truth now, don't believe the other guy that's crazy that's telling the truth. Right? That was the point of that. So, but I'm gonna actually not play no more of the other video because I know y'all saw all that stuff with them. I'm gonna get to this.
Salak it, Captain.
Uh-huh.
You see the question up, or you want to address that later?
Why is BOULE bigger than all the other frats? We're gonna talk about that in a second. I'm gonna wait till we get to Stokely though, because he's gonna actually explain it. The BOULE is a frat that isn't a regular Greek fraternity, right? The Greek fraternity thing is just for, it's to keep you docile, to make you be in love with Greek culture, and to make you basically love your oppressor, right? And make you think you're doing something black at the same time. The BOULE is a different. They're not structured on stepping, right? They're not structured on having parties. They're structured on getting together and celebrating black excellence and wealth. It's literally in their rule book, which we're going to read as we get to the Stokely video. He's going to read it for us because he has it. I don't have it. But because there's going to be some BOULE members in the crowd and stuff like that. They gave him the book. They just promised not to be seen or whatever. So, yeah, that's how that's going to happen. So we're going to get in that. All that questions are going to be answered as far as that's concerned. But first, I want to get to this thing with Ludacris because it's going to kind of walk us into the Illuminati conversation, so to speak. In Illuminati, for y'all to, I ain't talking about it like Larry Johnson. He going off. He a little crazy. He took it too far. But and that's what happens when you realize that it's a system that you've been lied to about. You start finding different things out, and then you just go down a rabbit hole. That's what's happened with Larry Johnson. He went down a rabbit hole. He can't get out. Can't even remember to comb his hair no damn more. You know what I'm saying? Because he just keep finding stuff out, and he don't know how to piece it together yet. I'm not saying the stuff that he was saying, so to speak. it's a little less complicated than what he was trying to make it, right? The whole aspect of Katt Williams telling the truth here only has something to do with the BOULE. It ain't got nothing to do with the Rosicrucians and all that other stuff that brothers be talking about. It's not that deep, Phil. And we'll explain that as we get more into the Stokely video. But I want to talk about this because Illuminati just means enlightened ones, right? So when he says an Illuminati meeting, he's literally talking about a BOULE meeting. That's what he means, right? He ain't talking about a meeting with the white guys because they don't get to sit in the meeting with the white guys. They sit around other black people that speak for the white guys. And there's a hierarchy in that room itself. So there's levels to that conversation as well, and to the people in that room. You feel me? Him and Ludacris obviously are on the same level, whatever level that is, because they were brought in and had the same conversation. Katt was told he's going to get to do what he's doing now, which he kind of hinted to y'all, right? All he had to do was cut his hair off and not use the little beard with his pointy spikes no more, which is why he got the little weird chin strap Hulk Hogan thing going on, right? And then Luda, he's able to do what he want, and he got his deal because he must have did a little bit more than Katt did, right? So why he got the wife and the kids and all that type of stuff in a $200 million deal in the 20 movies, right? So he's going to talk about that. We're going to get into this, and then we're going to play Stokely and really get into the BOULE for the last little bit.
Are you related to Luda?
No. So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us. We were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person, they said, was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams.
So Katt Williams is getting an opportunity to do what he's doing now, right? He get to stay on tour, not use no white people, right? Get to make his money, keep doing what he's doing. He'll have permission when he feels like it to air out everybody. And he just chose this long to do it, right? Which is why he told you specifically in the part with, Steve Harvey and Cedric and Ricky Smiley, that after they apologized, he gave them a pass for a decade. Because he got permission to do this a decade ago. I guarantee you he did. He just chose not to, right? He's strategic. So he played his cards right? Ludacris took his deal immediately. That's why for the last 10, 15 years, he's been making Fast and Furious movies, right? Actually, the timeline is crazy, folks. When did the first Fast and Furious movie come out? 2002?
Yeah, it should be, yeah, something like that.
2001, 2002.
Been about 10 years, hasn't it?
Right? Soul Plane, 2003. And the Girls Trip script come out in 2004. Back to back, right? But the Girls Trip movie came out way later because, Tiffany wasn't a class act, for real. They probably didn't know she was Ethiopian back then either. They probably thought she was actually black.
Now, one person ended up with a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife that's never done it. Remember I told you that if I say that, it applied to 7 people? Yes. It's part of what they give you.
Now, this is also a ritual, what he just said. 7 people. What does 7 mean in the Bible?
Somebody put in the chat.
Some of y'all was counting. Who were the 7 people? Is it Katt? It's an innumerable number, perfect number. Everybody he's talking about, everybody in the situation, everybody in the BOULE. That's why he used the number 7. All you holy rolling Christians didn't even realize that. Went right over your head. It ain't just 7 people. It's a bunch of them, right? The whole damn community. Even Mike Epps was included in what he said. So it's a complete number of people, right? Exactly. Completion. So that's what it is. Everybody in this situation got the same thing or gets the same thing. That's what Katt's trying to explain to y'all, right?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't get it.
Because he chose a different route as far as what he wanted this thing to be, right? Which was this. He gets to do this. Nobody else is getting to do this, but he gets to do this. Feel me? That's the agreement he made.
Not mad about it.
How much money they give? 200,
sir.
He didn't talk about. Look, and then you see the joke, right? You see Cat Williams about to take his drink. How much money they give? Shay, look at the camera, because now Shay's like, damn, they gave you $200 million for the Fast and Furious movie, right? He's finding things out too as a gatekeeper. Probably finding out some things he could probably do, right? Because he's in the game now.
Fast and Furious is on what number?
You looking at the camera like, y'all gonna give me $20 million for this too? Huh? Because the BOULE is all about black excellence. How much money can you make before they kill you? That's the name of the game.
Right 10. Now.
10. Said it's on 10 now, right? Yeah.
Say what?
Because he said what number was the Fast and Fury movie? It's on number 10, right? Isn't the Fast and Fury 10 right now? The last one. Fast and Furious.
Yep. Yeah, they on 10. So you got 10 more to make. Yep. And the white boy, Paul is gone too. So they probably gave some of that money to the remaining cast members as well. Feel me? Because whoever his replacement is, they ain't got to pay him as much.
Mm-hmm.
So best believe Luda's seen a little bit of that money too, because he's an original cast member from the beginning, right? So yeah, these meetings been happening for a long time, guys. You feel?
$200 million. I might need to get me one of them old women look the same.
Huh? You see? Look, I told you. He's looking at the camera. He's like, yeah, I might want to get me one of them women the same, right? He's telling you what the hell he want on the camera right now as the gatekeeper getting to do the interview. Yeah, I'm next. I want to make sure y'all get me a wife, because y'all know Shannon's not married, right? He had a white girlfriend when he was with Skip. And just like Tiffany, the girl's gone now, and he's single, ready to mingle and get his light-skinned girl with the weird face, like Kat was talking about. And then he just asked for it on the camera, if y'all didn't catch that, right? Who became it?
$200 million. I might need to get me one of them old women look the same.
Skip.
Boy, I'm from Georgia and I can't even talk like that. That shit crazy. I'm sorry.
That's what they all end up saying at the end of the day. Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it?
I made the decision.
I made my own decision. Duh.
Because I told you, they get a chance to do that, right? You can make whatever decision you make to boost your career. This is the decision Kat made. Kevin decided to wear the dress, and all the other brothers decided to wear the dress, right? He's trying to make himself look better for not wearing the dress because he got to do this. He's still taking a deal, though, is what y'all ain't getting. He's fake woke, right? This is still, and then he got the Fendi on here. Fake, right? But that's all crazy. But like, yeah, he's basically just throwing a bunch of stuff out there, a bunch of truths, a bunch of facts, because that's the deal he made. He get to air everybody out, right? And if he's the last man standing, then it is what it is. That's how this works. So now that we got the backstory down, and y'all understand that Shay is actually a gatekeeper, right? For those of y'all that missed it, the drink they were sipping, Le Portier, is well, it is just that. It's the gatekeeper's drink.
That's right.
That's what it means. Portier.
Port.
Yeah, I'll throw that back up there for y'all. So Portier, gatekeeper, doorkeeper, doorman, right? Goalkeeper. So in order for Katt's goals to be kept, he has to be in front of the doorman or doorkeeper or gatekeeper, right? Who is Shannon Sharp. He's the one keeping the gate for whatever cracker that Katt is trying to get in with right now, right? And he got permission, and whatever deal he made in that meeting he was talking about with Ludacris to be able to do this whenever time he decided was right. And he chose 2024, right? So, and I'm sure it had to be within the time span that they do the Fast and Furious movies, because he did it in year 10, right? Or while they're on their 10th movie, rather. It's not year 10, but while they're on their 10th movie. So that's basically what I see is happening there, right? He had to sit in front of the doorkeeper, and that's what he did. So something else I want to show you guys right quick. Before we play the Stokely video, right? The fraternities. So Steve, Omega Psi Phi. This is the frat for the BOULE, Omega Psi Phi, right? Martin Luther King was in this frat. Which frat was King in?
Martin was in Alpha.
Alpha. That's what I mean. Alpha. Salakia. Alpha. How you say that one?
Alpha Phi Alpha.
Alpha Phi. Alpha Phi is the Boule's group, right? Omega Phi is their underling group, Omega Psi Phi. And then the other organizations like your Kappas and your Qs,
Kappa,
right?
Alpha Psi.
Yeah, all of that.
Phi Beta Sigma.
Yeah, Phi's, the betas, right? They're all basically, they fall in line, they fit in where they get in where they fit in, right? So, and you kind of got to do a little bit more work if you're coming from one of those, which we're going to see in a minute, right? So, Steve, basically being an Omega, he has opportunity that a Kappa wouldn't have, so to speak, right? Because he would be from a fraternity right under the Alphas. So, as far as their hierarchy and their structure goes, right? So, Cedric the Entertainer, and I think even Ricky, let me see right quick.
Ricky is Omega.
Ricky is Omega, right? But yep. Cedric is the Kappa, right? So Cedric, that's the reason Cedric had to come in under Steve Harvey. He was a co-host on Steve's show. He came in as a following act on Steve's Kings of Comedy tour, right? So things like that. Because of the hierarchy of their fraternity that they joined, it matters as far as how high they can get in the BOULE structure, unless somebody fails, right? So Cedric had to come in under Steve. Ricky, because he's from the same type of cloth, same spot basically as Steve, he got to choose his route, which is why he didn't really come in with him, but he always kept himself attached to him. He went and took over the radio before Steve did, right? So that's how they were able to do their own little things and move into the world and do their things. But it had to do with their frat first. You got to be in a frat in order to get into this stuff. If you're not going to be in a frat, you have to make a considerable donation, which you'll find that KATT Williams has made donations to the Alphas and Omegas. Did it in 2012 and 2006, right? And Kevin Hart was a Kappa for 2 years and also made donations to the Omegas and the Alphas since he's become famous. Beautiful. Even though he didn't join a frat, has made considerable donations to the Alphas and Omegas at Georgia State University, right? So that's also something that you're going to see. If they didn't join the frat, they gave them niggas some bread, right? Did some strange things and give you some strange things. That's how it works. That's what you got to do. So let's play Stokely now.
It's like it, Captain. You sounding kind of like you're in a tunnel or something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I hear you now, but just a second ago, you were sounding you're going in and out a little bit.
Can you hear me now? I sound good?
I sound good now. Yep.
Okay, I'll play. One more thing I want to show you guys. Plutocracy, right? The BOULE are a part of the plutocracy. A lot of you guys have always wondered what America is and stuff like that because we have always heard that the vote doesn't count. This is something that they also took from Greece, right? In England and all that type of stuff. So just to give you guys, plutocracy is a government by the wealthy, right? A country or society governed by the wealthy. An elite or ruling class of people whose power derives from their wealth. The BOULE is the black version of these people, right? They basically help them make the laws that are going to govern us. Feel that? And the white people that really got the bread, that really got the power, they basically run the boule. And they make all of them together let you guys vote and make you think that your vote counts. But really, the people voting on your behalf are the people within your group's plutocracy, right? The boule for the black people, the Hispanic caucus or boule Hispania for the Hispanics and Native Americans. And then they let other little infiltrators like, Tiffany Haddish and Nipsey Hussle come in, right? From the heathen side that might be able to give you guys some influence as well. And they give him a wife like, a Laura London, Edomite, that looks like a black girl, still a heathen, right? Or they might give a Tiffany Haddish a Edomite, like the husband she had, until it was time for her to try to infiltrate things with Common. So all of those things go together, and it's all part of their ritual and how they get down, as far as their arranged marriage and everything. But it's a plutocracy, for those of y'all that didn't know, right? That's what America's run off of, and that's how we do things. Is the audio still messed up?
Oh, you sound good.
All right, bet. All praises. So let's get into Stokely. This is the real part of the video, and we ain't gonna be in here too much longer after this, but I want to play this part because it's very important that y'all hear these things, right? And I suggest also that y'all just go watch this on your own time, this video here, because it's real good and it's long as hell. So I can't play all of it, not where near all of it. But it's definitely something that I think y'all should go check out. That's what I'm gonna say. This brother was a homosexual. We later found out. But regardless of how many Diddy parties he went to or wanted to go to, he still had a lot of good information. And I think he got killed because of this video. So let's get it.
The Greek thing is dead. That's the first move you're gonna see. And all the Greeks, the Alpha, the Kappa, the Omega, and the Sigma. Show you right. The AKA, the Zeta, the Sigma, Gamma, Rho, and the Delta. They will all be informed publicly. Please.
You see? They will all be informed publicly. Didn't we just name some frats?
Named them all. We named every last one he named.
You see that?
Except with the sororities that he named.
Yeah. But look, you got Wanda Smith and Tiffany Haddish, and I guarantee you when you look them up, they are a part of whatever he just said. I don't know the sororities and stuff, but yeah, the Sigma Kappa, Beta, whatever, Theta, Phi Theta, whatever, right? That's what it is. So they actually in a situation where they're being publicly notified that they're being called out right now. And the person publicly notifying them is one Cat in the Hat Williams, right?
Please do not have a public manifestation of the Greek thing. Don't have a big dinner. Don't have a big reception. Don't put it in the paper that you're coming.
Just hop on Club Shay Shay with a gatekeeper and do your thing. That's it. It wasn't supposed to be a thing where they publicly notify you, or they send you a letter in the mail. Hey, Cat Williams is going to be on this show at 2:00 and he's going to be airing your ass out. Nah, it ain't like that. That ain't how they do it, right? They put Cat on the air and let the people find out what he was doing publicly, just like y'all found out publicly what he was doing. That's why they got to give their responses on the internet. Cedric got to say his little thing on YouTube or Instagram or whatever it was. Kevin said something. What Charleston White said. Ludacris wrote a jingle, right? So they all responded in their own little way. Notice nobody denied anything that was said though, because you can't lie. It's a public call out. That's why none of them denied it. And all of you were wondering, well, damn, why they didn't say no about any of this stuff? Why ain't nobody deny anything? It's a public call out. They're not allowed to deny it. The Illuminati and the people that's, in charge of them, the powers that be, know what happened. They know what goes down at these meetings. They know who got put in what position. They know what happened at these movie sets. They know who stole what's joke. So these people can't lie about it, right? All they could do is, The most they could say is try to downplay it. Like Cedric said, revisionist history. But then when you look up the history, like I could show you, I got it in my history right now. I could show you side by side, Cat Williams doing a joke on Comedy View and Cedric doing a joke on my cousin's show, right? And it's literally the same joke. Cedric just not sitting down on the stool. He's doing his arms the same way. And instead of it being Cat Williams drop top, it's a spaceship. You feel me? So there's proof out there to see that everything Cat Williams said was true. But the question is, why is it that he's being allowed to say this stuff now? Because he's publicly calling them out. It's a Boule ritual.
Because I suggest to you that we're going to start to visit you at your things. That's right. And
so the visiting you at your things started a little bit off the record, right? Because Cat Williams tells us Ricky Smiley showed up at every single one of my auditions, and he always said that it was because of Sad and Steve. He's with Sad and Steve, right? It's because they were able to put him anywhere they wanted him to be at. They were able to put any of these guys where Cat was at. They were able to put Cat anywhere these other guys was at, just to see how they was gonna move with each other, right? Who was gonna hate on who? Who do we want to get this role? Who do we want to get that role? Because best believe Ice Cube is part of this thing too. Don't let him think that what y'all thought him going in on everybody one year was just, oh yeah, Ice Cube still got it. That's the nigga with attitude. How come when it came to his basketball thing, when he really wanted that to take off, he shut up? Why he didn't keep his mouth running in? Because he still got people he listening to.
Right.
He ain't really in control of nothing either. He's a puppeteer. So he a Muslim and he ain't became an Israelite yet. You know the truth. Right? So, you know, pay attention. Steve gonna say some real good things.
Ask you to prove your Greek thing on the spot. In the back row will be the cameramen, because everyone's gonna need to see your faces when we show up.
And what do you see happening, right? Now everybody's popping up. They getting interviews. They having to talk about what's going on with what Cat said, right?
Yep.
He's telling you, this came out in 98. He's just reading the playbook to a room full of people that are in fraternities, some of which are in the Boule, right? That just found out what they was getting themselves into. So he was trying to infiltrate them back then. He had a meeting, they televised it, and they put it out there on tape. And after he was, after he died, this tape has been put on YouTube because a lot of people forgot about it and forgot about the Boule period, right? So I came across this 4 years ago when I did the video with Judah, and it's still up. So I'd say y'all take advantage of it because I promise you someday it's going to be taken down once enough people find out, especially after this Cat Williams thing. Once more and more people find out this was a Boule thing, then this video not going to stay up too much longer. And whatever history here from him and the brother Quasi after he talks in the second half of the video, y'all not going to get none of the information, right? And I'm talking about this video explains to you how, like, the Boule is deep in the connections that they have to these white folks. It explains to you how the Queen of England was related to Muhammad, the prophet, right? How the griffin is supposed to be the symbolism of, like, the griffin. Here, let me show you this, right? Because the brother asked about the Boule. This is important. Let me see. The griffin. So the griffin, right? Everybody know what a griffin is? Does everybody know what a griffin is? Let me show you right quick. The griffin is it's got a biblical connotation to it, but it's a symbol that they, conflated a bunch of different things together. If you can see this picture here, right? This is it's an eagle's head, right? It's supposed to have the intelligence of a human. It's got the body of a lion. It's always in the 4-footed position, and it's got the eagle's wings. What this is supposed to symbolize, if you go into the book of Ezra, right? Second Ezra. Ezra speaks about the lion and the eagle, and they fight each other, basically to the death of the eagle, right? And we know that the eagle and the lion symbolize Esau and Jacob. Esau is the eagle, Jacob is the lion, right? The powers that be, the griffins, right? They know that they have control of the lion. They've taken control of the Most High's jewels. These are people that they originate in the so-called Middle East, right? They are the literal descendants of your Alexanders, your Antiochus Epiphanes, and your Queen of England, right? They have the last name Griffin, and they use the symbol Griffin. And, you know, some of them have changed their name now and stuff like that. But when you trace the names in the families back, they all go back to these Turkish Griffin families, right? Which, when you do the history, Muhammad goes back to these families, and the Queen of England and her people and all them people, Prince Edward and all them folks, they go back to these families, right? Which, if they're the ones in control now, best believe the Rockefellers and all them people go back to those folks too, right? The eagle is a symbolization of it being on top of the lion, right? When you go into, give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43, right quick, all right, if you could. Because the griffin is a symbol that explains to you the control that we're under, basically. The eagle has wings, and he's able to control the body of the lion. He's able to move it anywhere he wants at will. Make the lion do whatever he wants to do. He's got the strength of the lion, the power of the lion, the brain of the lion, the ability to take any animal down like the lion can, because he's using the lion. Just like they use us to do that exact same thing, right? And with their wings, they can control us, and they can fly above us. They can, you know, basically control everything from above like they do. Control the airways like Satan does, right? He's the king of the air. So that's literally what this symbol symbolizes. And when we look up the BOULE, right? Let me do this right quick. BOULE symbol. Look at this. It is a griffin. Only this one has a human head, but still the wings of the eagle and the body of the lion, right? To show subjection. We are in subjection to them. They will always be over us, right? This is your Sigma Pi Phi symbol. And it's from the ancient Greek council, right? This is supposed to be the symbol of your Gerousia that we just spoke about, the council that comes from Sparta. This is your new age version of that, and it's been recoined as the BOULE. Okay? So that's just to kind of show you guys the symbolism of it and how deep this thing gets. The symbol itself proves that they know and understand that we're in control. And they've got the urn, right? Because the urn is supposed to entail the secrets. So, like you've heard the saying, when a man dies, his secrets die with him. The urn is supposed to be in the Greek mythology and everything like that. The urn was supposed to be what you put the soul of the dead body in to retain the secrets, right? So us being the gatekeepers for them, the BOULE, right? They literally have their hand on the urn because they are the ones that control the secrets. Thank you for blowing that up, okay? They are the ones that control the secrets, so they have their hand upon the urn. That's how it works, right? And the eagle has the wings because the eagle and the white woman is who's controlling it. Crazy how deep this stuff goes, right? And they're using KATT Williams as the spokesperson right now, as time stands. So, yeah, it's pretty dope. Don't get this as a tattoo.
Salakia, Captain, what was that? Can you call out that script one more time?
What I asked for?
You said Deuteronomy. I wasn't sure.
Deuteronomy 28:43.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead, read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. And you said verse 43.
That's what I want.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Keep going.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
See that? In this picture, we literally have a tail because it's still the behind of the line. Who's the head? Is it a lion's head? Nope. Is it a black man's head? Nope. Ain't this a black fraternity? It ain't a sorority. Why the hell they got a white woman on the head? Does it make any damn sense? This is the symbol of every black leader, from Martin Luther King to Roland Martin to Farrakhan to TD the Snake of Jake, Denzel Washington. Even low-level niggas like Lance Gross. He's in the Boule, right?
God.
So, you know.
Slocky.
Yeah, go ahead. Bring it out.
Hey, on that first Maccabees 11 you came out, if I would have kept on reading, it kind of sums.
Oh, yeah. I wanted you to get back to that. Because, in fact, you might as well do that now. Go ahead, read that. Read 11 and 12.
That's what I was going to do. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went out there of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Yeah. LeBron is their spokesperson for the athletes. He's the head nigga in charge for them. So the way it works is they have categories, right? There's a football guy. I don't actually know who that is right now.
I couldn't tell you.
Right now. It could be Russell Wilson or
could be Patrick Mahomes.
It could be Patrick, but Patrick's already with a white woman, so
that's right. That's right.
He's not really believable for Boule. You know, they don't like you to be with white people because it takes from the culture of this supposed to be a black thing. You feel me? If you already with a heathen, you know, you could easily be called a coon or whatever. So they don't like that. They rather you just get with a light-skinned woman. So you could prove that you like white people, right? But you're not against your people enough to actually marry one. You feel me? So I don't think they would do that with Pat. They put Sierra with Russell because Russell's a part of it. I'm just not sure at the moment if he's the leader. You feel me? He don't talk enough for that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I can't actually think of nobody in the NFL that would be in a spot higher than him for that type of thing. So it might be Russell. And, you know, every time Sierra goes out butt naked, that's his calling card. He don't like that. And that's what they do to him. Like that picture y'all saw last year when she was on the red carpet with the see-through dress on.
Mm-hmm.
No drawers, no bra, nothing. That was them calling out Russell to make sure he stay in line. Right? So, yeah, you know, that's how they do it. But LeBron is the guy for the NBA. Steve is the guy for the comedians. Denzel is the guy for the movies. Diddy is the guy for the music. And TD is the guy for the priests. Which is why all of those guys have been the ones that you've seen get called out lately. They are the leaders, and they're the ones that, you know, when they mess up or when somebody under them messes up and continues to mess up, instead of them getting on the person under them, they just get on the leader because they want the leader to get everybody in check, right? And control the secrets. If Kanye saying too much or Kyrie saying too much, they're going to have to get on, you know. LeBron, control your nigga. Diddy, control your nigga. 50, control your nigga. Right? So, that's how they do it. Yeah, 50's in this too. In case y'all didn't know.
Oh, big time.
Rev Run. Russell Simmons. Man. Got another cousin with them too, you know. Stan Lathan. Sanaya's daddy. Her too. Stan used to be the producer for the Cosby Show. My family be producing these niggas. This is crazy. Wow. But yeah, so where's Stokely at? Where the video go? Okay, here it goes.
It's there.
I got it. All right.
We might dress up like a Greek and act a little Greek so you can get a reflection of yourself. That's right. I said clearly, if you remember JFK, When they was running around playing Roman.
He said that about JFK because JFK was trying to play, he was trying to go against the grain. So I got shot in the face. They don't like that. When you know what's going on, you're not allowed to speak against them. You're supposed to shut up. When you their cowboy, you got to do what they say. That's why MLK got killed. And it's also why Malcolm got killed too. Malcolm, when you look into it, the end of his career, he got in good with them boys. And when he started talking about them wars that they didn't want him to talk about because that's what their new source of income was about to be, they killed him. And it got so far that once Malcolm started saying something about it, and then Martin said something about it, it was like, okay, these two niggas is going to get people to look into this stuff. And, the Kennedys start talking about it. So they take out the white boys, and then, once they're able to do that, all hell break loose. So they let go of Malcolm, Martin. They took out the two white guys, and they got everybody to shut up. Talking about the wars, the way that those four guys were talking about it, right? That was the example that was made. If you don't keep your mouth shut, you will get a bullet either to your chest or your face. And that's the way it works, right? They have no problem taking you out by any means necessary to keep the secrets a secret. Hence why the symbol has the hand on the urn. If they have to die to keep the secret, that's exactly what you're going to do.
I just want to, when they say Skull and Bones at Yale, that's what they're talking about. That's the logo for Skull and Bones at Yale.
Has everybody heard of Skull and Bones before? Put a 7 in the chat if you know what the Skull and Bones is.
That's right.
So is BOULE a masculine assembly? Yes, it is. The BOULE is for the men. The women cannot join the BOULE, but they can be married to a BOULE member, right? And they still give special privileges as the women. So a member of the BOULE is called an archant, which he's going to get into in a minute. There's a grand archant, grandsire archant, all that type of stuff, right? And the wife of a BOULE member is an archerista. So, all right, cool. So a couple of y'all heard of Skull and Bones. For those here that don't know what they are, Skull and Bones is the white man's society, the white version of the BOULE. So in order for you to be on the white side of things and move up the ranks, you have to follow the same path that your George Bushes and stuff, right?
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say most of the presidents are a part of Skull and Bones. Yeah,
right. And the reason they're a part of Skull and Bones is because that's the fraternity that entails the secrets of America.
That's right.
And from the Skull and Bones, depending on how far you go in it, once you're initiated, there's other things you get to go into that you can be initiated into that have more secrets, like your Rosicrucians and your Bilderbergers and all them different things, right? So these are different groups that as you get in, the more you know, the more you start to find out. So, yeah, I'm finding out I might got people in these groups. So I'm trying to see if I can get in contact with these niggas because I want to know what's going on with this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Now, who would want to be patterned after that?
Oh, so I'll skip this part, right? The guy that you see there, that's Henry Minton. He is the founder of the BOULE. So he's the nigga during the and this happened, this thing was founded around the time of Black Wall Street, ironically as well. So it's also founded in a time where we're doing well for ourselves. We got a bunch of businesses, and it's doctors and lawyers and prominent men that are forming this organization. Just like it's prominent white people that get to join the Skull and Bones, right? So, wow, I didn't even know it was doing that. So, yeah, but we're over there in our places. We're making money. We're doing our businesses. And then these guys decide, hey, let's be like the Skull and Bones folks and try to get what they got. And they actually ended up getting initiated by them. And instead of, Skull and Bones making them Skull and Bones, because Skull and Bones is just for white people, they allowed them to be the Skull and Bones for the niggas, right? So they're like the underling Skull and Bones. And it's also symbolism of like the dry bones, because that's how they keep you once you join this organization. You're not allowed to wake up. You're not allowed to be seen doing anything in that regard, right? I'm not going to say it's all the way satanic, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the truth and nothing to do with keeping the Most High's commandments at all. And if you're seen trying to do this and teach that stuff, you will not be able to keep your initiation status valid. Right? Which is why when Common did it, Common was uninitiated. When's the last time you guys heard anything from Common? I'll tell you when TMZ showed him being seen by the Israelites in that parking garage. That's the last time you've seen anything from Common. And it's the last time you saw Tiffany Haddish in a state where she wasn't an alcoholic, because she lost her position after that video came out. So those are the type of things you got to understand, right? As soon as you come in contact with the truth, you're dismissed. That's why when Nick Cannon tried to do it, they dismissed him. And once he decided to drop his draws again, they put him back on air, right? Certain people that aren't doing that, like Kanye hasn't decided to do it. Well, he might have with the apology. I don't know how far that went. I ain't get the chance to look into that yet. I'm trying to decide if the apology was actually an apology or if it was a mamoon of unrighteousness type thing to keep his deals going. But regardless of the fact, either way, right? They have ways of putting you in check and making it so that if you did call them out and you didn't have permission, like KATT has had permission, they make sure that you don't do it again, as you saw with people like Nick Cannon, right? They will emasculate you publicly and stuff like that, to the point where in order to feel masculine again, the brother got to impregnate a woman every month just to feel like a man, because he's still feeling the terror of what happened to him a couple years ago when he told everybody we the Israelites, right?
Because that doesn't look positive to me. Now you're already a damn Greek. Now you done went and got some poison. So that's a double header.
All right. So I just wanted to show y'all that. I'm gonna fast forward through a little bit of this stuff because I want to go ahead and get y'all up out of here.
Gets up and starts decodifying a little of that symbolism. You will see that we have in fact cracked a riddle that has contained our people. Our people have been contained by an organized element of secret people who have used riddles, mysteries, and secret societies to jam us.
Yep. And a lot of the things you saw in the interview with Shay, I ain't gonna say it was a riddle, but it was definitely put together like one in an interview type of format, right? It's all a ritual that has to be broken down and decodified, and only the people that are involved are actually going to be able to do it to the fullest extent. We could try, you know what I'm saying? We could see what happens. We could try to do what we do, but the fact of the matter is, because I ain't in it and I ain't get a chance to talk to Walter before, I can't tell you every single thing that they're doing like he's able to do in this video because he got the book in his hand. Walter not going to give me the book. Nobody going to give me the book because of the side I'm on already, right? I'm on a hate watch list. And they got my government name, ironically, too, on there. But and every single time we have a Milk Monday, they translate the entire transcript every single week and upload it to that website. Right? So it's like, I'll never get the transcript to any of that stuff or to the book. But this dude got it. And as soon as he put it out there, ironically, he was unalive after that too. So it's things that they don't want you to know. And when people put it out there, they try to find ways to shut you up, right? That's just the way it goes.
And what we are doing is we are unlocking or decodifying the mystery, because once decodified and exposed, those who are secret in the light will not be as effective.
And that's why I tried to start the video by showing you guys the thing with the Shannon Sharpe stuff, right? Because everybody has kind of waltzed into the interview thinking Shannon Sharpe was, innocent in a situation. But he's actually the gatekeeper in the situation. He's the head BOULE member in charge in this event that everybody's captivated by right now. They're just letting Katt Williams steer the show, so to speak, right? He's Captain Katt. He got on the hat, right? Cat in the hat. Y'all get it? The riddles. You feel me? Y'all getting it now? Didn't the brother just tell you a bunch of riddles that captivate the people and that to control them and stuff? Katt told you he used to be Cat in the Hat. I told you I can't find it. You probably can't either.
I got it.
What, Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, I sent you. You checked the private message.
Hell no, I ain't checked that. Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah, Soldier Nadia sent it to me.
Even better. Look at that.
Kind of, okay, put it up. Hold on a second.
Hold on, but was he called? His name was Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, you'll see.
In that video? I saw this right before class. I didn't know that's what they called him. I got that on my YouTube right now.
Let me go ahead and pull it up.
Well, then, okay, so look, even better. So that's Cat in the Hat, right? He's explaining to you he's Cat in the Hat, and he's the one steering the ship. He's got on the, what'd y'all call it? The helm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ain't that what you call when you at like the forefront too? I'm at the helm of the ship, right?
Right.
You're in the control. You in the driver's seat. And he's driving everybody to hell, basically. That's lied, right? Driving them all out the way. So you can play that part if you want. This is for those of you that didn't see what was stolen by Cedric not entertaining.
When it cut off, it looked like this. You flossing in a 6-shift convertible.
All right, now.
Now you see the comparison right here though too.
Yeah, and you're gonna see literally Cedric gonna do the same thing. So but it's better when you got the audio. That actually was a funny joke. I got to see that one. But and he right, Cedric's wasn't that funny when you seen the original one. It was more put into it with cat stuff. But anyway, right? Back to Stroke and Stoke, right? Pause, because he was gay. Never mind. Forget I said that. But this guy, Stokely, right? He basically gonna give you a little bit more sauce as far as the ritual and breaking down the riddles and stuff. I'm trying to see where we at. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Just listen up right quick.
Which must be our goal, since liberation is not theirs. You can't liberate as a Greek. You can't liberate in the name of Greece. So everybody say, well, you know, Steve is really a black thing. It may be, but you ain't gonna liberate called A5A. Yeah. Now, watch this. Now come the men of Sigma Pi Phi, one secret black fraternity.
This is the BOULE credo, if you will, right? This is what they read before every meeting, and they even have a song he's gonna, sing for us too. That they all have to sing with their little Greek costume on.
That celebrates the professional and material success of black men. Have we had?
You see that? So it's a fraternity literally that celebrates the material and financial success of black men. Material success. The more you got, the more we celebrate, literally, including your light-skinned wife, your trophy, right? What they say, ain't no better jewelry a man could wear than his wife. Well, they celebrate that to the fullest extent of the law in the BOULE organization, right? They actually will give you a wife, a piece of jewelry to put on your arm if you do exactly what they say. They'll let you, pick from the litter, so to speak, which is also what you guys heard Shannon asked for, right? He got to be the gatekeeper in the interview. He's in the door now, right? And he goes, yeah, 200 million? Oh, well, what can't I'm going to give me one of them girls. Right? So that's exactly what I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. I would not be surprised if in exactly 1 year we see Shannon Sharp married. Right?
Much material success. Well, anyway, you can just see how they spend their time. They have big, every year, they have big picnics, big annual picnics every chapter. We need to find the park where the new chapter, the LA chapter.
And I'm gonna fast forward through this part, but one of the parks, ironically, just to show you guys how deep it goes, that they have these annual parties at, is at a park called Griffin Park in the theater of Griffin Park, right? It's Griffin Park because that park was named after the griffin, which is the symbol that they use, right? To symbolize the control of the so-called black man or the Israelite that the Bible speaks of being in control of the Edomite or the eagle, right? So let's
no TV and no radio in 1904. So when you talking about you gonna set yourself up like tenants of Skull and Bones at Yale, you better believe somebody in around this Boule, and we checking on this history of Minton, may have been a Skull and Bones at Yale as damn self. Right.
Yeah. So, you know, there are people that were around Henry Minton that gave him the sauce on the Skull and Bones, right? Because there were people from the Skull and Bones that were black that actually passed for white. You know what I'm saying? And either got to keep their initiation, or once they were found out to be black, they moved them down to the Boule or whatever, but gave them higher ranks and stuff like that because they did make it through the Skull and Bones. But, and you know, yeah, that's just what the reality was. A lot of the light-skinned brothers back in the day that used to become Masons and stuff, the reason why is because they found out about organizations like the Skull and Bones and the Boule that they could join, right? If you could become a Scottish Rite Freemason instead of a Prince Hall Freemason, you'd have a better opportunity of becoming successful back in the day, which is why a lot of them tried to do it, right? So, you know, all of that just goes to show you there was even more knowledge about these organizations out back then, because whether your grandfathers and fathers, depending on how old you are, want to tell you or not, the reason a lot of them became Masons and stuff like that are Masons is because they heard that you could, you know, get some type of financial stability or freedom or, you know, some type of upper hand by joining this organization, right? So, you know, the reason why they got that idea is because there are people that did that. It's just levels to it. And everybody that comes in as a regular Mason, Prince Hall especially, because that's the ones for the black people, y'all don't really know nothing. Certain degrees you got to get up to even find out about these people. You don't got research to do like we did, right? So, you know, that's how it is.
Passing for what? In the building of the organization plan, reliance was placed upon Greek history and tradition. See, a nigga tell you, to ask them niggas in that, I say, now look, hey, in the fraternity and sorority thing, hey, y'all really Greek or y'all like African on the slide? They say, no, brother, it's really African.
The white Chevrolet blocking cars that can't get out.
Is that you, brother? Check. Okay, we straight. Thank you, sister. And so, this is the first of the Greek thing. This is the granddaddy of the Greek thing. Here it is that we see that they placed how much on the organizational plan? Reliance was placed on Greek history. So when you confront them, they're going to swear it ain't a Greek thing. And you're going to tell them, say, well, I seen your thing, and I know your thing is Greek from the jump.
He's getting on the Greek thing because he's trying to make the emphasis of these people just want to be white folks, right? So, and that's basically what it is. They've basically been given a position like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know everybody's seen that, right? That is a TV show literally portraying the Boule. How you could go from Kevin Hart's position as a broke kid from Philadelphia. This is literally Kevin Hart's position. You could go into Kevin Hart's position as a broke kid from Philly, right? Move in with your rich uncles and aunties in the Boule and just move up in the world, right? That's how it works. You meet somebody in this organization and you get in cool with them and then you move on up like the Jeffersons, right? And that's what that TV show was supposed to symbolize. And they used the guy who got the join after the TV show, right? Will Smith. He's now up there with Denzel in the gatekeeper party, right? Gets to choose people that get to come in and stuff like that, right? Has his own parties that people have been talking about since the 90s. Initiation parties, that is, right? So all of those are the same thing. Y'all think that Diddy and him and TD had these parties and stuff like that for, you know, folks like Mark Rubin or whatever, the guy that was hugging on the baby, or little baby, whoever it was, right? In them pictures y'all saw. But the fact of the matter is, they have their own parties. The party with Mark Rubin was his own party. He's most likely part of the Skull and Bones and all them other organizations, right? So he has his parties to keep his BOULE members in check. People that want to join the BOULE that aren't in it yet, like your Drewskis, I went to school with him, your Lil Babies, the Babies, all the new guys, right? They trying to get in with these guys, so they're going to their parties. Meek Mill, feel me? And in order to get in cool with them, there's certain things they got to do. They blackmail you, like we saw earlier, right? So the part of the blackmail with Lil Baby was him getting the pictures taken with the white guy hugging his butt in the all-white party, right? They made Drewski put on this like see-through cowboy stuff because he's good at playing a country nigga with real tight, like damn near drawers on and dress shoes. And he had to take pictures all night like that with a cowboy hat. One of the pictures, he had to let the white boy wear the cowboy hat and take the picture with him. You letting a grown man wear it anyway. So
well, I tell you,
it's
man,
like that type of stuff, right?
Things in plain sight.
Openly, huh?
I said things in plain sight.
Yeah, straight up. And they'll openly blackmail you with those things in plain sight, right? Put them out there in the public to let you know. All right, you in now. You act up. We're going to bring these pictures back out and the rest of the pictures that everybody didn't see. Right? So they keep them in check. It's those type of things that they do to you, right? So, let me see. But there's a hierarchy. That's basically what he's talking about here, right? And KATT is basically proving the hierarchy here. I'm just trying to still decide whether he's trying to move up the hierarchy or infiltrate it. I can't put my finger on it just yet. Whatever y'all think, y'all can help me with that too.
In the starting of it. Isn't that strange they took such a number? Couldn't have found us another one. It was in this, Dr. Jackson and his 5 associates to the heroic and early age of Greece. It was this.
We almost done. I'm gonna probably put like 5 more minutes of this. We're gonna get 2 precepts in the movie out of here, guys. So stick around for a second.
This period that the concept of the BOULE was formed. This was the Council of Chiefs, the leading noblemen of the heads of families. The BOULE of Homeric times was a body of princes who were advisory to the king. So when we asked them who's the king, they said, well, where'd you get that from? In Salome's time, the Athenian BOULE was a senate of elected men who numbered 400. 100 from each of the 4 Ionic tribes. They prepared bills for the act.
See that? So it's something that go back a long time ago, right? And these tribes they talk about is little subgroups that they basically put us in their rule book, right? Based on where you come from, who you're related to, all that type of stuff. Because they do a whole history background check on you, stuff like that before you join too, right?
Salakia, Captain, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it fair to say that every brother that we've seen dressed as a woman on screen, was that a part of the BOULE Act?
Yes.
Okay. Can I show you something real quick?
Hell yeah. I think I know what you're going to show.
Well, one of the soldiers pulled it up in the chat, so I grabbed it real quick. Just for people to see.
Glad you grabbed it because I wanted that picture up there. Yes.
Let me see.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah, I'm going to try real quick. One sec. How's that look?
Looks good. Looks real good. Okay, so.
Hold on, let me see if I can get rid of this. There we go. I'll just raise it up.
I can't name everybody on there because I don't know all of their names.
Oh, I can see there's Chris Rock here in the far left, top left, right here.
Yep, Chris Rock with the blonde. That's his partner in crime from Coming to America.
Yep, that's come on, Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio, yeah.
Yep, we got your boy right here.
6'7" man
Mr.
in the
Perry.
dress.
Yep. This right here is that's Blade. That's
what's his name?
Yeah, help us out in the chat. Wesley Snipes, right?
Yeah. Wesley played a woman in I think 2 movies. It was a drag queen movie and another one. Yeah, so he definitely sold his junk a long time ago. That's how he got the Blade movie, I think.
It may have been. Hey, right here, I know this guy, but I can't remember his name.
Because me too. And just to go back to Wesley, right? Wesley, he still has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Blade is still like the highest grossing Marvel movie to come out. Box office.
I believe so. Yeah.
So he was able to get the highest grossing Marvel movie because he was, willing to put a jam dress on.
Right.
Way back then. Feel me? And he got a couple movies with the Marvel deal. Probably would have had more in it if he had paid taxes and didn't get locked up. I'm sure there was another Blade movie that was scheduled to come out before he went to jail. But go ahead.
And we see here, this is Wayans, one of the Wayans brothers. I forgot which one it is.
It was a couple of them that did that because the younger brothers were the white chicks too.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. I'm gonna go over to the left. You got Cedric the Entertainer. Yep, right here.
Damn, I didn't know Cedric put on a dress.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's it right there.
Oh, that's wild.
That's it right there. And of course, then you got your boy Rap Alone.
Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley, and then who? Chris Tucker.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. I seen that one. I actually saw that movie.
That's Wesley again.
Yeah, Wesley in his second movie with the girl.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. And Will Smith, he puts on dresses every year for St. Patrick's Day too. That's part of his ritual.
Yeah. And then we got Myrtle right here. That's your boy from Family House. What's his name? One that played Urkel. Jaleel White. Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Yep, Jaleel White. Yep, there we go.
Jamie Foxx.
That's right. Eddie Murphy. Right? Eddie Murphy. Right? Martin Lawrence right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then here go the other Wayans brothers, which you mentioned earlier. Marlon and what's the other one? Marlon and
I can't remember.
Can't think of the other name. Right here, I'm
Sean and Marlon, ain't it?
Who?
Is it Sean and Marlon?
Yeah, Sean and Marlon. Yeah, that's it. I can't really tell who this is. I know the face, can't remember the name. Here's old boy from Good Burger. Well, he's with Saturday Night Live now.
Yeah, Keenan and Kel.
Keenan. Yeah, both of them. There's both of them.
Yeah, Keenan and Kel.
And Ving Rhames, right?
Yep. And to be fair, so y'all see Keenan is still doing his thing, right? He's still making money and everything. Kel fell off because he had a drug problem. Had he not fell into the drugs, he would still be exactly where Keenan is because, as you see, they did their ritual together.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got the Keenan and Kel show popping. And during the Keenan and Kel show, they was able to do their little thing and sell what they sold for a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying? And just so also something to realize, right? Even though they make you go through the ritual, if they give you the money and the money makes you go off and sideways and stuff, they're not going to put you back on track. They're going to let the money destroy you.
Right.
As you've seen it happen. But if you can keep yourself right.
Oh, hold up. I think
who was Terry Crews?
Right.
Where was Terry Crews?
I think this might be Terry Crews he's talking about because I don't see anyone else.
Okay, because I didn't. Yeah, I can't see who that is. That might be Terry Crews. Yeah, that because I know Terry wears dresses a lot.
Yep, right here. This could be Terry Crews. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But yeah,
amazing.
There's a lot more than that that's put on a dress. So
amazing.
But yeah, all of these guys would be Boule. All of this would be a Boule ritual, and all of them got prominent roles and big money after they did that. Or the dress was their prominent role. If you talking about Ricky Smiley and Madea.
That's right.
See, which is why KATT said. See, it's also ironic that he said that because he only mentioned Tyler Perry and Ricky Smiley as the men that play a woman better because they're actually the two who got their deal off of playing a woman.
That's right.
Everybody else was made to play a woman in order to, you know, get what they actually wanted. But like, you know, Tyler Perry and Ricky Smiley, they got what they wanted while playing the woman, which just to me makes it a little bit worse. Because it's like, damn, they thought you was that good in the dress. They made you get everything you got in one. It's just crazy.
It's wild, man.
I done took the video down. My bad. All right, bad. So I'm going to fast forward through this part. Almost done. Actually,
The popular ecclesia. There no
I went to, all right, check this out. That's important.
tribes. They prepared bills who numbered 400. 100 from each of the 4 Ionic tribes. They prepared bills for the action of the popular ecclesia.
Okay. 4 Ionic tribes. I have not been able to find out what that is yet, but I think, I don't want to say they going by the 12 tribes chart, but we had books out there that was before that, right? You got Levi, you got Judah, you got Benjamin, and you got either Issachar or Gad, depending on which people they're targeting. I would say would be their 4 Ionic tribes because of the word they used next, which was
There no tribes. They prepared bills for the action of the popular ecclesia.
the popular ecclesia. You guys know what that is? Does that sound familiar to you guys? That word, ecclesia? You guys know what Ecclesiastes is?
Right.
It means the church. The popular ecclesia is the church. Who is the church? The Israelites. What
right.
people are formed into tribes? The Israelites. Said that these BOULE members make the decisions for the popular ecclesia. And we told you that they sit in seats that give the positions and give them opportunity to make rules for the Israelites, right? Who are under subjection to the people who represent the eagle, Esau, right? So they literally just told you in code that they've picked people from the tribes, Israelite tribes, to rule over the ecclesia in place of the white people.
That's
and
right.
The ecclesia is the church.
Yep.
It's in the BOULE book.
We
He
don't
just
even-
read it to you. Right?
Wow.
There
Can't make this up.
was later increased to 500, chosen by lot, and again was reduced to 300. The next
So the number was chosen. It was 400. Then it was made 500. Then it was 300, like your Spartan council, right? And remember, it started in Sparta as the Gerousia, right?
name has persisted in Grecian history.
And they mentioning the Grecian history again, because that's what they keep telling you. He said that the whole makeup of the fraternity is based off of them engrossing themselves in Greek history, right?
Modern times, the lower house of the Parliament of Greece, a body of 250, was known as the Boule. In modern times,
And that's who they are now. In modern times, they are known as the Boule.
the what house? Lower house. Lower.
The lower house, right? When you look at the symbol of the griffin, they would technically be on the lower part of the body, right? They're the lower house, the tail. Also, biblical connotation, as we read earlier, right?
They just read that. Yep.
I don't know how much more to put into you guys' head to let you guys understand that this is just strictly biblical stuff, right? There's one more part I want to play, and then we could call it a day.
Did you have any more precepts, Kat?
No, I really didn't have no more. We could have brought out First Maccabees 4, but ain't no need to do that unless you want to. But you see, it's one more part I wanted to play because it's gonna talk about the ritual with the cups and how the portiere was a big thing, right? As the gatekeepers drink. So I want to play this part for you guys.
Far. So you're right.
And a 2.
Give me a 1 and a 2.
He about to sing the song for the BOULE.
1 and a 2.
From far. So you're right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. From far and near, you've traveled here over.
Hey, Lil Jimmy, why you come in here late talking all that stuff? We've been in here for 2 hours, bro. Like, come on, bro. You could have came a little earlier than that.
Rough and rocky road to reach the open portals of Sigma Pi Phi blessed abode. Our hearts, our homes, to you belong, and glad we are that you have come to share our fellowship song. To share our fellowship song.
So can y'all picture Katt Williams singing this next to Ludacris? Because that's what was happening in that room when they had that meeting. They had to say this before he was told to cut off his beard and the hair, right? Like, this the type of stuff that they do, right? And they got their little Greek costume on.
Each archon who has dared to taste of the cup that threatened death, dear.
Of the what? The cup that threatened death, right? What type of death was Katt Williams threatening up there? The death of these people's careers, right? He caught out a bunch of comedians, some of which could be, career-ending type of things, like stealing jokes. He already ended Wanda's career on her own show, right? And they had that cup in front of him the whole time. He was taking sips from it. Shannon goes, "Hey, man, you don't need to drink no more." "I ain't drink. I only had a sip less than you." Right?
Right.
Because he's taking the cup of death, basically, and getting ready to kill and slaughter all these dudes that was lying on him and stuff. Right? Because he has permission to do so.
Sigma Pi Phi will defend with his life and dying breath.
And the gatekeeper was there to defend, right? Until it was nothing he could defend them on, which is why every time he thought he had a defense for them, yo, what's up with this? Why you mention him? I thought he was telling the truth. So what about this, right? And then when there was no more questions for him to ask because Katt had aired everything out, all they could do was sit, right? And let Katt just keep talking. But the bottom line was, there were questions being asked, and he was supposed to throw up a defense. Problem was, there was nothing he could defend him with because Katt was there to, well, tear down.
Should any for a Greek assail, his cunning words shall not avail. Our ears are deaf to envy's tale, even deaf to envy's tale. Hear that? They're saying y'all gonna jam us for being a Greek. And we're telling you now, we can't hear this shit. And we won't listen to this shit. Because we'll defend what we are to the death.
So that's why it don't matter how much you want to wake them up. It don't matter what you bring them, how much truth you give them. You know what I'm saying? We could bring Kodak Black to the dang camp all we want. We could let him meet Priest Kahan 2, 3, 4 more times. If he already did what they told him to do, he can't turn back. Unless he want a bullet to the face. That's why they keep throwing the bullets at him and let him know, hey, you keep making these little slight comments. You know what I'm saying? You done made your album Kill Bill. What, you trying to kill one of us? You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So there's a lot of different things that happen. Once you get in, though, like Brown just said, it's no going back. Right? And that's basically what Stokely was explaining here. But he gonna talk about this cup that they was drinking in just a second, and then we gonna get up out of here.
Long as you call a decision, I'll bring you the game. I'm gonna read that again. Because there's symbolism in here that we have yet to fully decodify. It says, each archon who has dared to taste of the cup that threatened death. In the ritual, they must use some cup with some liquid to symbolize something.
They must use some cup with some liquid to symbolize something. Right? Hold on. Remember, the portiere means gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go on a show of someone that had these men and women on the show already to talk, right? It's strategic that KATT comes on after everybody he talked about already came on the show. First thing. Second thing, it's a portiere. It's the gatekeeper. So the man who owns the show obviously is somebody in a prominent enough position to receive the things that they're saying and put them out there to the public for them to hear. Also, any lies, any criticism they have for other people in the boule, it's also getting put out on the show put out in the airways from the show as well. So let's say Shannon and Club Shay Shay is a door, right? A doorway, and he is a doorman to be able to either get permission to say certain things on the air as a boule member, or once you're given permission, he's one of the places that they send you to do what you're supposed to do, right? So that's how that works. I want to show you guys the cup one more time because it's important just to go over that, right? It's the symbolism here. Whoops. The cup symbolizes something.
What they give you? Okay, I didn't get it. I'm not mad about it.
How much money they give? 200,
sir. Fast and Furious is on what number right
10.
now?
200 million. I might need to get me one of them old women look the same.
That's funny.
But yeah, bro. That's basically what I wanted to show y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? The symbolism here. That cup Shay Shay, or the whatever the hell the drink called, Shay, right? Forget the name. It's a portiere. And they put that on the table instead of some cognac or some, some Hennessy, whatever the hell it is. Because they needed a specific drink. They needed to have that name on the bottle so that people watching it that are in their organization understand what's going on, right? It's a ritual right in front of everybody's eyes. And the reason for the ritual was to let the men that he mentioned and the women know that they're being exposed, right? And that there's going to be things happening, right, that are going to fully let people know the things that they've either lied about or didn't lie about. And in order for somebody from the boule to get at another boule member, they have to publicly make the statement or publicly address them. And this was that. They were being publicly addressed via the doorman of Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, right? So, hope you guys liked the class. I don't really got nothing else to say.
Well, Salaki, I want to give a precept real quick just to kind of cap everything off. This is just going into kind of what the brother was talking about, and I saw
I'll be
Brown,
right back while you read your precept.
I saw Brown put in, it's no going back. So I'm going to go to that second Maccabees chapter 4 real quick and read, I just now lost it. I'm going to read verse 15 and 16, and it reads, not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things. So is there any more on that? Yeah, so that's basically the boule right there. That's basically the boule. You get in, you get stuck in, and they are envying the oppressor. Matter of Proverbs, Proverbs 3 and 31. envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Well, that's what some of our people do. And now that they're in it, and they in it for life, that's what it is. So just wanted to give that one out real quick. I hope everyone enjoyed the class. All those who came in this evening who have not been in this class, or maybe have been in class a couple of times and did not hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the share and share with your family and friends. Also hit the like button. That's how the algorithm gets moving around, so that these Milk Monday classes can kind of get in the system. You know what I'm saying? We get more people to participate in these classes, you know, and just like we had a few people ask questions, you can participate. You know, I know Captain Captain can talk, right? But that don't mean he won't answer a question. So so put your questions in the chat on any day that we have here. You know, we have our classes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night is our prayer hour, is our prayer class, and then Sabbath morning brew. All right, so that's that. Hey, but I want to go ahead and give some announcements before we end class, before I give out the Daniel 7:18, and I'm going to do it like this. Instead of me talking, I'm just going to show it. So y'all just bear with me real quick here, and we'll be right back.
AHOS. A sharp for sock. Hey man, if you not here, you going off.
Save the date. Anointed House of Saints invites you to our Passover celebration in Atlanta, Georgia, on April 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. Enjoy a weekend of family fun with events catering to all ages. It's a celebration you won't want to miss. Reserve your seats now at www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. Join us for a laid-back, joy-filled weekend with your loved ones. See you there.
All praises, all praises. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises for that. That's our 2024. It's our second annual Feast of Passover with the Anointed House of Saints. You can get your tickets on our website at www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. That's www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. Any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in, as I always say, you can do that by sending an email at anointedhos@gmail.com with your request that you would like to join the prospect phase. Please do that in the subject line. We will get back with you with the appropriate information, because we will be starting another phase coming up this month. All right. So any brothers who will what day is that?
The 21st. Anybody that want to jump in, you better email us quick, fast.
Right, January 21st. That's the date. So let me go ahead. I also have want to give a shout out real quick to those who came in a little bit later. Like I always enjoy doing, because we appreciate you being here. First of all, Most High appreciates you being here. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get this word out. We're trying to get this kingdom. We're trying to get this kingdom back, and we're gonna do it. But we got to come together. We got to gather ourselves together. So let me give a shout out to Captain Yonatan. Shalom, Captain. Shalom, the sister Abaya, the humble. Shalom. Shalom to, I'm going to mess this name up, so forgive me. I go by YAS, or I go by Yaz. Shalom. Shalom to Soldier Zebulon, Ban Yasharala. Shalom to Soldier James. Shalom to World Without End. Shalom to Sister Ahabia, Bat Yasharala. Shalom to the mighty officer Benjamin. Shalom to Soldier Antonio. Shalom to Brother Barzaya. Shalom to Reno St. Martin. Shalom to Yohanan. Shalom to Brother William Clark. And shalom to Sister Teresha. We thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And hope that you come back and you bring a friend, right? Bring a friend next class session, all right? So let me go ahead and get that Daniel chapter 7 real quick, and we're going to get y'all on out of here. Let me find it real quick. Find that Daniel. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 18. And it reads, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All praises by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. This has been a nice class. I really enjoyed this class. I hope you did it. Like I said, I hope you did also. Captain, I got some information that I hadn't heard before, so that was nice. I liked it, and I wrote it down. Y'all. Wrote it down. Write this information down.
Y'all wrote it down. Because guess what? I ain't doing this class again ever.
So, right. So again, we'd like for y'all to stay with us all week. We have our next class is Wednesday, was our Wild Out Wednesday with Captain Yahawada. Our Thursday Torah portion with Captain Yonatan. Our Friday night prayer hour, which begins at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, our Sabbath morning brew with the Captain Aharon Dawad. We'd love to always have you. But this has been a great Milk Monday. I'm Officer Knott.
Captain all y'all.
We are Anointed House of Saints. And with that, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharallah. This is Captain Canole with the Anointed House of Saints, bringing you the verse of the day. We're in the book of Amos. This is chapter 3. Y'all all have heard this before. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you. O children of Israel. The book is always talking about the children of Israel. That's what the Bible is about. Against the whole family which I have brought from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities. This Bible is about you. It was written for you. He was speaking to you. You're the only family he's known, and you got to take that in and consider that. All right? Shalom.
A-H-O-S